I've never, I had a muscle, and when it spasms, my fucking leg falls.
I know what that feels like.
To leave, it's the worst fucking thing in the world.
You get the spasm.
I have uncontrollable pain where I yell out, fuck!
Exactly.
Oh my God!
You get the bite, you get the spasm, and your leg just goes completely
out. In all my back pain, I've never had that. I've had back pain, okay, but it was pain. This is like uncontrollable, like this. It goes, and then my leg falls, and I go, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, this is a true disability if this doesn't go away.
Exactly.
It's like,
Did it go away finally?
Oh my God, I had a massage and it went away temporarily. But I flared it up again this morning, putting on a fucking sock. I sound like a fucking old man, and I'm thinking, I am an old man. I said, this is fucked up. It's the most fucked up I have ever been. Of all my pain, Mark, you've seen over the last 25 years, this is the worst I have ever had when it flares.
Because you fucking ripped it.
Yeah, right now it's not flaring. Thank God. But I wasn't going to come in. There was no way I could make it unless it
I pulled my
doc, I've never experienced a torn muscle.
It hurts like hell.
And the doctor said, so I'm going for another trigger point Thursday. That's just a Band-Aid, but you know what? Those Band-Aids help cure.
What does that mean, a trigger point? Just an injection.
Yeah. It's just they inject and they inject on that nerve.
Right there, and they deaden the nerve. It's not a cure, but what it does, what does it do?
It takes the pain away.
Yeah, it gets you over the hump.
It numbs the nerve, yeah.
But it gets you over the hump. It does promote healing in that it lets you, how do you put it? It lets you heal. I mean, because you're not guarding it all the time. You can actually move around and heal.
I was protecting my back, and I pulled my hamstring a week and a half ago. I still can't use my legs. It takes so long for these muscle tears to heal.
Unless you're an athlete.
Yeah. So, Tom, you got to watch that documentary I told you about.
Ooh,
it's incredible.
I started watching the one you recommended. It was fucking great.
Which one? True Romance? Or Count Me In?
No, it's a show on Showtime, and there's 3 episodes so far.
American Rust.
Mm-hmm.
I only watched 2 episodes, so don't say anything.
I'm saying just Jeff Daniels is great. There's no question.
Oh yeah, it's kind of weird, man. He does not remind me of Jeff Daniels, even though it's Jeff Daniels. Isn't that fucking crazy?
What is it about, Ruffer?
It's a crime thing where
he's
Jeff Daniels.
He's a sheriff.
He's a sheriff in a small.
He's banging this chick that lives in a trailer, and her son is basically a troublemaker, kind of, and might have murdered somebody. And he's kind of crossing the lines.
But he is so good. I told
Imagine
Tom
socks from the ground up. That's because we make them in 8 individual sizes for men and 7 for women. The moment you put them on, you know you're wearing something new. Comfort begins with fit. We use 5 key measurements nobody's ever done before. It'll transform your sock experience forever. And they're made right here in the USA. Kane set the bar for how socks should fit and feel. They're the most comfortable socks you'll ever wear. You wouldn't wear your shoes in a size 9 to 12 or one size fits all, but that's how you wear your socks. No more. At Kane, we make socks in your individual size. At Kane, there's a sock for everyone, from our year-round fine-gauge merino wool to our super soft micro modal and anything in between. Once you try a pair of Kane 11s, you'll never go back to wearing socks in multi-size ranges again. So go to Kane11.com, use code KANE, save 20% off your first order. Only available at Kane11.com, and we always ship for free.
Walk the world with
Afternoons 2 to 4. It's Leland Conway.
Are vaccine mandates chasing away nurses and medical professionals? We'll talk about it on Monday on 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm here. And we are kicking ass. We're going to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. We're all united when it comes to consumer problems, questions, and complaints. No one believes anyone should be ripped off, lied to, or cheated. No one believes that. So if you have a problem where you need help, you give us a call. And I want to remind you, you can call 24/7, 303-MARTINO. That's 303-627-8466, and you can call that anytime. So if you have a problem, question, or complaint, give us a call. We cover all topics, and we'll help you with any problem that you have, whether it's buying something, selling something, employment, career, neighbor versus neighbor, whatever it is, we've done it, and we recovered plenty of money, like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month and millions of dollars a year. So 303, the number is, when we're on the air, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Give us a call and let us know what we can do for you. If you have a problem, don't wait. That's one thing I need to tell you. It only gets worse. Now, we have so many people eligible for the Sleaze Brigade. Mark, you called about the one that is top on our Sleaze Brigade today. You called the courts. What did you find out?
Yeah, it's called Plains. What is it? Metal buildings, Plains.
I'll find it here. But here, I got him on Sleaze Brigade. I'm going right to it.
Yeah, so here's the problem with this guy. It's Jeremy, and you'll pull it up there in a minute. But this guy, we just found out, filed for bankruptcy in 2011 as well. So this isn't his first rodeo. He has taken almost $500,000 from folks around here now, and on some of them literally has done nothing.
By the way, front page, top, it's Jeremy Carter is a scumbag, is the title. And Mark, he's taken nearly $500,000 or more. Could be more by now.
Probably.
And on the surface, he looks like a clean-cut family man. He does. He it's such a weird dichotomy here, the way he looks compared to how he operates. He's a sleazeball. All that money. And what happens? He wants to go bankrupt.
Well, his attorney said he was going to go bankrupt 2 weeks ago, man. I think his attorney might have got through to him. You can't go bankrupt on theft. You can't rob a bank and then plead ignorance.
People need to go after him. Are they going after him, though? Jeremy Carter. Now, by our count, he took more than $500,000 in deposits and did very little to no work at all. It is unbelievable. Little to no work at all. And here's the problem with this guy. He doesn't talk to anyone. He was taking money right up until we got a wind of it. He was taking money every single day from new people until we got wind of it. So what you need to do is beware of money up front, please. Now, Charlie, what's going on with you, Charlie?
Well, I got a phone call Saturday night about 11:45 in the evening from the Federal Heights PD. My truck was contacted, so it was over at the sheriff's office down at the holding,
Charlie,
at the lot.
Charlie, let's talk about this. You had called before, didn't you?
Yeah, my truck got stolen to Jeff Jolly's shop.
A Chevy Silverado.
Yes, sir.
I want to tell people about it. 2008 Chevy Silverado. Listen to this, people. It was lifted. It was, it was a nice truck. He took it to All American transmissions, and he wanted to get a rebuilt transmission. They rebuilt the trans, and it failed after 2 weeks. Charlie brought it back to the shop. What's that, Charlie?
1 week.
Oh, after 1 week. Okay, good. I want to get this.
Yeah, it was like 4 days. 4 days at the most.
Okay, Charlie brought it back. Okay, and they said they refused to fix it under warranty. Why? Because they said the lift would make it break, and that's what was making it break, right? The lift. And you says, wait a minute. So we called him. And what happened was he said, okay, we will fix it, right? So he said, have Charlie drop off the key. You dropped off the key, And the very next day, the truck went missing. Jeff Jolliffe claimed it was stolen. Now, isn't that amazing? However, this is the third truck or car stolen from his lot, Mark. People call.
Oh, I think it's way more than that. We've had 2 or 3 calls on.
Yeah, we get calls, the same thing. They give money to this clown. This guy takes the car, and then it ends up missing. I mean, so yours was recovered?
Totally stripped to the ground. There was nothing left of it. There was nothing. The only way I identified it is they left the cab. That's all that was left was the cab and the frame with the VIN number. They stripped it and put it on another vehicle. They made another vehicle out of it, pretty much.
Where was it found? Did they tell you?
Yes, it was found on around the area of 4th and Raritan Way.
Nowhere near his
downtown.
shop? No.
No, he's running a chop shop.
You think?
He's running a chop shop.
You think Jolliffe is running a chop shop?
Oh, yeah. That's why he's making a business, because he's stealing vehicles. And then when he needs parts, he's advertising those parts as being brand new. And then he puts used parts in the vehicle, and then he paints the transmission with a blue logo. And when it breaks, it comes back to him, and he knows it's his product, so he won't stand by it. He's losing money. So then he'll get rid of it. If you bring it to him like I did, he'll get rid of it. And that's what he's doing.
This thing about vehicles being stolen, you think eventually people would catch on, the police would catch on. What are the police doing?
They ain't doing nothing.
Did you tell the police that you thought, did you tell the police, hey, man, this guy did it?
Oh, yeah, but, they're like, there was no footage, He did it so clean, He rolled up on it. He had the key. He probably made another copy of the key or something. Either way, he had my keys. So he had property, the truck started, it rolled. He put it in gear, it drove. It was just leaking transmission fluid, and it was broke. But you could, I drove it right on the trailer when I hauled it. You know what I'm saying? I took it there, and, he could drive it and put it on anything he wanted to. And that's what he did it he did it that evening when I dropped him off the key.
All right.
Later in the evening, they did it and they took it and it was gone and I never seen it again. But, he's slick. He's slick.
This guy came on and sounded so innocent, didn't he, Mark, when he came on? See, people, we got to report ripoffs as soon as we find them. We have to keep putting the word out. All American Transmissions. It's at 9369 Federal Boulevard.
Yep.
This guy is bad news. He's a thief. That's all we can say. If you guys, listen, this is a major deal. Charlie, I don't know what you do right now. You got a frame and a cab. Anyone have any ideas? This is a similar complaint from a lot of customers. They go there. They have a dispute, and while their truck is there, Jolliffe reports it's stolen. It's missing. No one knows where it goes. Never shows up. Well, his showed up stripped. We got more coming up.
Sorry, hey, so I can't log into call screener. That's part of my problem here. I've got Art of Granite coming up.
Check Aaron May.
I'm gonna keep working on it.
Now at Bullseye Event Group.
Show?
What's that?
I got my boosted Friday after the show.
Yeah.
I had really bad flu symptoms all day Saturday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. By Sunday I was fine. For
But
24 hours.
were they really bad or just?
No, really felt like bad flu symptoms.
All right. The Art
Of Granite. Why do I recommend the Art of Granite? First of all, because they're direct stone importers, and they do more than granite. They do any kind of stone you want, or man-made surface, right? Now, here's the bottom line. They'll give you a price on the phone, 303-386-5919. Not only will you get a price, but you get tear out and haul away free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. And all materials are at wholesale. 303-386-5919. theartofgranite.com.
Hey everyone, it's MSNBC's Tremaine Lee. On my podcast, Into America, I explore what it means to be black in America. Right now, I'm examining the dangerous heat conditions in Texas state prisons, which can lead to severe medical issues and even death.
Your kind of makes it feel like less than human. Like you don't deserve to be cool.
Join me for Into America. Listen now and follow.
Did you go to Hiram? Did you get it?
Well, look. Okay.
He's saying he just filled it out.
Okay.
Oh man, look at all these cops resigning over
Over what?
The COVID mandate.
What did they say?
In Boston, they said, "Fuck you, we're going to retire. We're not going to get the vaccine." 20% of the state police.
Wow. You can't, man.
I'm telling you, they're going to loot, like these airlines and shit, man. They're going to go out of fucking business.
Doc, did they give you a sucker at the booster event?
No, just a kiss.
Just a kiss you got. Oh, just a kiss.
No, actually, it was no big deal, but it really did put me down for 24 hours.
It did again?
Well, no, the first 2 shots, I had nothing.
Okay.
So this one, I was surprised. I really had a
I wonder why you had such a reaction to it.
I don't know, but
not the first 2.
The first 2 was nothing.
Maybe because you still had those antibodies fucking...
Well, maybe I just got, like I got a shitload of antibodies. But I feel safe now.
There's a new one in India that's pure DNA now, not RNA.
Really?
Your RNA, huh?
No RNA, DNA. I don't think that would go down in the U.S., man.
I don't think it matters.
Well, it's genetically changing you. No matter how you look at it, it's genetically changing you.
But RNA?
That's right. That's
DNA.
what they say.
No, the RNA basically stimulates you
to produce antibodies.
This goes in and changes your DNA.
Yeah,
That's scary.
The RNA is human programming. I got a problem with that.
Well, here's how this article
explains it. No, it's not human programming. RNA, all it does is it takes a piece of RNA and has your cells produce the antibodies that attach to the spikes on the protein. That's all it does.
The DNA.
How does it do that? How do they? Where does the RNA?
Did you assign it to yourself?
Component come?
Not yet.
It goes into.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But the other one, I did not.
Or assign it to me, and I'll finish it up. But let's get it done.
There are organelles.
You can assign it to me or you. If you assign it to you, it goes back to you.
Proteins.
Now, Mark,
produce antibodies. All this does is it programs the cells to produce these proteins.
What do you mean you didn't get
antibodies?
He said
block the spikes.
Well, which one were you talking about?
Okay, you said
I got
this
Steve.
programs
In the
the
office, I
cells.
was
What
doing
is
Steve
it?
Hirsch for him.
Which one was he talking about?
The messenger RNA. And messenger RNA.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't get that back.
No, I didn't get his. I got my own that I did.
And it comes.
So I know it works.
From the lab.
Yes. The Facebook.
Okay.
But understand what Hiram said. He
As
just
Mark.
filled out the
That's all
endorsement.
you could be logged in as.
Oh, okay.
And submitted it.
Yep.
I know, so I don't know what he's doing.
So
I mean,
for
I
our
know your
Facebook
link
Live,
was.
yeah, you have to be logged in as somebody. So
Did
whether
you
it's
get it?
Mark
No,
or
but that was
I think we're working on adding you.
But you
But
sent
I
it to
told Mark
Steve
we're not
first,
adding you
right?
until we get you a
And you got
troubleshooter.
it back, no problem.
Okay.
So
Well,
Mark,
I filled
you
out
gotta
that one.
log in.
Your
Check your
password.
trash. Maybe Hiram's email goes to your
Or
trash.
you gotta log in as you
Tell
for
Mark,
Facebook.
Your
303-713-713-8255.
But what about now?
James,
Don't
what's
worry
going
about
on
it.
in your life? What's happening?
But man,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What are you doing?
Today is my birthday, so I'm celebrating my birthday off by listening to your show.
Well, happy. What's going on?
Hey, I was listening to the show a couple of weeks ago, and you were talking about DJs, and there was nobody on your list. So I had been in touch with Daphne, and she told me a little bit about the preferred provider thing.
Yeah, the referralist,
even though
referralist.com, right?
Yeah. And even though that wasn't the right thing for me at this time, she said you should just give Tom a call and just tell him what you do.
You mean
taking Daphne's advice.
You just want to put the word out, is what you're saying? Free. I'll give you a little help. But what do you mean the referral list isn't what you want, man? You'd get work from it, and it's not expensive at all. I believe the referral list is the cheapest form of advertising for the amount of hits you get than any form of advertising in the world. Don't you think, Mark?
I don't think
there's anything that comes close.
Yeah, we don't charge for leads or any of the crap the other people do.
And it's a flat fee?
Yep.
My goodness, it goes from a low of $200 or $300 a month. I mean, anyone in business, and that's for small businesses. Now, James, I want to ask you something. What kind of DJing do you do?
So let me tell you first of all why it's not for me at this time. Not because
you don't have to. It's okay. You don't have to explain it.
All right.
I mean, you don't. I don't care. I mean, if you say it's not for you, it's not for you. What do you do?
So I provide live saxophone music, and then I provide recorded music, depending on the needs of.
What do you mean live music? What do you mean live?
So I'm a saxophonist.
Oh, so you can.
Sometimes I play the sax live, and sometimes I have some pre-recorded things, depending on how long the gig is.
And the pre-recorded would be other artists as well, right?
Yes.
And when you do sax, it's like when you hire a piano player to play. You kind of play, you play some tunes that are germane to the sax, right?
Yeah, I'm probably more of a smooth jazz, but I throw some Disney and pop tunes in there. So kind of like a Kenny G is what my sound is like.
Anyway, and you charge according to what you do.
Yes.
What do you do? Weddings? What do you do?
I'm sorry. Pretty much a lot of events that people feel saxophone and smooth jazz music. And I mean, when on the DJ part, it could be any music.
Didn't we just have a call last week or the week before for someone looking for a DJ? I thought we did. I swear to God, I thought we did. On the air, they said, "Do you know of any good DJs?" And so, all age groups, can you fit to the age? Young people, old people, middle age, can you do that?
Yes, it's probably more 30s and older.
Okay. Not for kids, basically 30s and older. Okay. And what do you charge, man?
It depends on the job, but pretty much about $100 an hour plus travel costs.
So what is the travel cost?
So, like, I'm in Colorado Springs. So if someone said they have a gig in Fort Collins, then it would probably be about $80 added on to the bid for the job.
And you just tell them that up front. So it's $80, let's say, if you went to Fort Collins, and then $100 an hour. So if you're there 2 hours, it's $200. If you're there 3 hours, it's $300. I mean, that's how you do it. But then there's only one travel cost both ways, right? $80.
Right. I just go by when we talk about the gig, I figure out what the travel costs are going to be, and I just give them a quote for the entire thing. And it depends whether some people are looking for music at the wedding, and then the reception's 10 miles away. So then you're talking about two different setups. So that might be a different quote than something that the venue.
Okay, how are you compared? How are you compared to the market right now? I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't know how I'm
I don't know what DJs charge. Does anyone know what DJ? I mean, $100 an hour plus travel, Mark. Does that sound like a lot? I mean, I don't know.
I guess it sounds cheap, but I mean, why would you hire just a guy playing a saxophone?
He does both.
Oh, he does both.
He can set up his music and play music, or he can do sax, or you can do a combination, right?
Right.
I think it would be fun to have a guy that plays sax, or a guy that plays anything really, and then it, with recorded music or have recorded music every now and then he pops a tune. I think it's a good idea. And then do you also talk and entertain?
I can, but that's probably not, if someone's looking for, a lot of times when I think of a DJ, I think of someone that's like talking between every song. And so I'm probably not the one to do it if someone's looking for that.
You basically just...
I'm more like provide the music.
Right. Provide the music and stay to yourself. And a lot of people want that. They don't want some guy saying, okay, now it's time we all get out and polka. I know. I get what you're saying, James. So how do people get in touch with you? What's your website? Just give out your website.
JamesDevine.net.
JamesDevine.net. I always love to see websites and what people do with websites, because it's my belief that 99% of the people don't know crap about websites. They don't load properly. They're not good. They could use help. And this one is proving me right in load times. You must have some, I don't know why. Did yours load? Did you try it, Talib? Is it loading? Mine didn't load okay, now let's see if I'm counting. It could be our Wi-Fi, but James Devine, Youth Success Expert. Oh, did you say .net?
Yes.
That's not me. You. This is a terrible website. You're a DJ. Why the hell does it say the first thing I read is James Devine, Youth Success Expert, Motivational Speaker? Is that you?
Yes, that's me.
Get that out of there. Get a DJ site up. This isn't a site for a DJ. Where do you mention DJing?
Well, that's just something that I teach music full time in a public school, and I've been trying to do more speaking where I use the music as one of the tools. So the website focuses on that. And
if you go to home and contact James Devine, you may find a way to call him. James, listen, bro, that's fine. That I can see what. Okay, and then it goes to a form. There's no phone number. Listen. This website's not going to bring you any business. First, they're going to think they went to the wrong site. So then that has to be explained. And then there's no contact us that's obvious. You have to go home and then contact. And then there's a form to fill out. And surveys show that forms get about 90% less traffic because people don't like filling out forms. They rather have an email link or a phone number. But I'm just telling you, man, as a friend, you have a dreadful website. Dreadful. Okay? I mean, probably below dreadful. Even for your motivational stuff, it sucks. So you may want to seriously, really get some help on that. You know, it's really funny how people, you know, if they have a store, they're going to take time and outfit that store and do some interior design. And the outside, if they have exterior control, they'll make sure it's a pleasant color, a nice sign. Inviting, right? If you know what you're doing. Yet they'll go to a website and hack it up. People think websites are just something to put up and then get a friend to optimize it. I mean, they have no clue what they're doing. No clue. His pictures are so big and cumbersome that it takes a long time just to load it. And then once you're there, navigation is not conducive to what he does, even as a motivational speaker. Now, he did not call me for feedback on his website, but it's the best advice you're going to get today, James. The best advice you're going to get. And most every single business, you don't have a clue. I talk to professionals who think, I pay this company and they specialize in car dealers, or they specialize in roofers, or I found someone who really helps me. And I wonder to that, I ask them, how do you know they're really helping you? Because they tell you? How do you know? How do you really know that you're optimized properly? You don't. It took me years to find that out. That a large percentage of the people in the game, they're ripoffs. They don't know what they're doing. No, it's too bad, but it's true. Vern. Thank you, Vern, for holding. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. More coming up.
What did you send me, Mark? I got this mail with nothing in it, basically.
Share it again. I don't know why I had to.
Should have got another one.
What's box, bro?
Yeah.
I insist.
Sponsored by Audible.
Did you get another one? It wouldn't be from me. It'd be from Gmail or some sort. Would have been real recent. Check the spam, maybe.
Is that your, which email's that?
There's some construction on 285,
Yeah.
westbound west of C470.
Yeah, it should be the same email.
Today with a high of 88, the record being 92, set in 1953.
I got e-commerce trends, I got Mark Major, and
Just go to Gmail.
we need to go to Gmail.
Go to a new tab in Gmail. Go to gmail.com in the laptop.
The latest bestsellers. Find it all at Audible.
Why would I go to I don't have a Gmail account.
I set you one up.
Start listening free when you sign up at
Oh,
audible.com.
you set me up.
And I sent you all the instructions, but you didn't get them. I don't know why. But it doesn't matter. Just go there. Let's see here.
Gmail, so I want to set up a new account.
Nope, just go to login.
Yes, I mean login.
And then to leave at troubleshooter.com.
So this is add another account.
Do you have multiple? Do you have another Gmail account?
No, not on here. It just said add another account, so I want to add to leave at troubleshooter.com.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Selling your home, you want to be certain that you will put the most money in your pocket. Hi, Marty Lenz here, and my realtors Dan and Sarah with the Riddle Group, Keller Williams Realty PTC, knows that every situation is different for each individual homeowner. With just one call, you'll learn how the Riddle Group can help you maximize the sale of your home. You heard me talk about this information
Let me show you something. So the mRNA is in like a little envelope, just a lipid envelope, okay? Forget that doesn't mean, but here's the mRNA, okay? You get it, it goes into the cell, and there's things that are called ribosomes. Right? All the DNA is in the nucleus of your cell, you know that, right? Okay. This mRNA goes right to the ribosome, not to the DNA. It never touches your own cell's DNA. It causes the ribosomes to put spike proteins on this cell. Okay? Listen, your T cells and B cells, all your lymph cells, see these, and what do? They produce massive amounts of antibodies. And what do the antibodies do? They kill the virus. Okay?
So this is the virus cell.
No, this is your cell. I give you an injection here, right? It's your muscle cell. Any cell, doesn't matter. The RNA is it has to be in something. It's just covered.
I got it.
Okay? It goes into the cell, never goes into the nucleus. That's where the DNA is. Okay, because there are things called ribosomes inside your cells that produce proteins. Okay? They produce proteins that go on the outside of the cell. Your killer cells, your lymph cells, see these and say, oh shit, we don't recognize that, let's kill it. Let's use antibodies. So the antibodies attach to anything that has these spike proteins.
And the virus cell has spike proteins on it.
Right.
Okay.
So that's how that works.
Okay.
So it never affects your DNA, never affects anything. Doesn't give you. There's no viral particles. It's just an instruction to your cell to produce those proteins.
And the instruction is what is constructed.
Exactly. The instructions are that piece of mRNA that it will construct in the lab that will tell you the ribosomes what protein to produce.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now it's a little complicated, but the main thing is
I understand complicated.
Right. But I'm saying it's a 3-stage process.
Right.
But the important thing is it never affects your DNA.
Pictures break that shit down so that you can swallow it.
It doesn't change your cell. You can't change your cells at all. That's the main point I was trying to make. Whereas a DNA vaccine, I know nothing about because we don't have one yet.
A DNA vaccine.
Mark, somebody was just saying.
Yeah, go to Go to drudgereport.com, Doc. It's the lead story.
Thank God I'm walking again right now. It seems to have subsided.
I played golf for the first time in 3 weeks yesterday because of my hamstring. It takes a long time to heal.
No, I know. It's not healed at all, but it's not spasming.
Right.
Thank God.
Same with my hammy.
The spasming stopped, but Stephanie said, do not work out at all, nothing, because no matter what, one muscle will lead to another. So here's the deal. When I don't work out, I get into a bad mood. It's like
did you get logged in here?
Does that make sense? I'm addicted.
It told you to change your password, though, right?
You do?
Okay, then what you're going to have to do, follow me here. You're going to have to go to your Facebook account, whatever yours is.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so what we've learned today is that
we have a problem with Jeff Jolliffe still. You know, we've had a lot of complaints about him, and we have to warn you about All American Transmissions. In fact, this is the only show where you're going to get everyday warnings about life and about things like this. All American Transmissions, we've had what, Mark? 4 calls maybe of people having their vehicles stolen.
We've got an entire spreadsheet.
Of people having their cars stolen. Think about that. Now, even if he's not involved, there's a problem there. Why would he why would he allow that to happen? It's ridiculous. Also, they're stolen when people complain about the work or ask about warranty. 303-713-TALK. I want to recap some stuff as well. People who listen to this show do so for knowledge and information. And I keep track of stuff, so I'm going to tell you about this. We looked into roof coatings for asphalt roofs to re-oil them or recoat them or seal them. It's not worth it. Now, I'm not telling you the people doing it are ripping you off. They may not be aware. It's like people who promote vitamins or exercise or a wellness product or a car product for saving gas, and they think it works and they want to pass it on to you. This does not work. Coatings in general, Roof Max is what they called on. You're really not doing much. They say it'll extend the life of your roof. It's not worth the money. I'm not saying it doesn't do any good. It's not worth the money. So when I said it doesn't do any good, I meant it's not worth the money. That's what I should say. Any kind of sealing or coating can help a little, because roofs dry out. Just like cedar roofs dry out. You just get rid of them. Now, another thing, you have to be careful of people taking money up front. We've had too many people talk about they've given deposits and been totally ripped off in every single category, but mostly in home repair, whether it be roofing or any kind of a contractor. I can't tell you how many times people have told us that they've hired someone, they gave money up front, and they've been burned. So I'm going to say most of the time you should never give money up front, most of the time. There are a few exceptions, and those exceptions are they're very, very rare, okay? So if you want to know about exceptions, there are some. It has to do with custom ordering things and stuff like that. But please, in most cases, you should never have to put money up front. And if you do, there's a very specific way of doing it. Now, if you have a problem, question or complaint, give us a call, 303-713-TALK. Doc, do you have any follow-ups coming up? If not, I have some stuff to... Okay. All right. He's working on problems. And here's the other thing. I got my list here. I want to get to it because it's very important. These are things that have absolutely, positively proven to rip people off, and I want you to know about them. Okay? One thing is good news. When you buy a car even as is, you think you're out of luck. there are a few things that you can enforce. Even if you bought it as is, the dealer must tell you about certain things. One of them is safety things. They can't sell an unsafe vehicle unless they sell it as a towaway. There is a list of other things according to Colorado state law. And that law is very specific on what you can expect even in as is. However, I suggest you, if you buy as is, you familiarize yourself. Don't think you're protected. You're not. But it doesn't mean they can sell a piece of junk either. So that's good news. Now, another thing, when you buy a branded title, people say, Tom, if the title has an S, is that a ripoff? That is not a ripoff. It is simply a branded title. If you, for example, buy a branded title and you know it's branded, that's fine. You can keep that car and just use it. It won't have the same resale. It also doesn't have the same insurable value. Many people think, well, I'll just insure it. But if you insure it and it's a lesser vehicle because it was salvaged, brought back, you may not get replacement for that. You may not get OEM parts when it's broke. You won't. There are a lot of things you may not get. 303-713-TALK. Twyla, speaking of Jeff Jolliffe and cars being stolen at repair shops, she has a car that was stolen, but probably not from Jeff Jolliffe. What went on, Twyla? What's going on?
Well, I was buying the car for my birthday, which was March 8th.
Okay.
And when I test drove the car, and when I brought it back, I told him that the brakes was a little soft. And he told me they had just got it in that morning. And
now, did you buy it? You bought it from this, what's the name of the dealer?
Davidson's Autos.
Where's that?
On East Colfax.
Davidson Autos, okay. And what happened when you said the brakes were soft?
Well, I didn't get a call back from them to tell me it was ready. And so I went in.
But did they say they would fix it?
Yes.
Okay.
At first I told them I didn't want to, wait a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
First of all, while I was there, you know, the battery, they couldn't get the battery going, so they had to send for a new battery. But that took about an hour and a half, and I'm in the waiting room. So while I'm sitting there, this receptionist came in and told me that the part that they got was the wrong part.
Yeah, but all of this, hold on, all of this doesn't matter if it's not part of the problem. I know you're trying to set up the story, but what's the part about them stealing your car? It was there for your brakes being fixed. Now, had you purchased the car already?
No. Yes, it wasn't when I had bought the car. Signed for it and all that was on the Friday. The Saturday, I had an accident because backing up, whatever, on the ramp, however that happened, it messed up the back of the tire. So
no, but hold on. What about the brakes being soft? Is that when you told them the brakes were soft after an accident?
No, I told them that before that.
And did they fix it? Did they fix the brakes?
No.
Did they tell you they fixed the brakes?
He said they took care of all that. The car had just got in that morning.
I get it, but did you pick up the last I knew, you bought a car on Friday, you told them the brakes were bad, you said they never called you back. Well, did they fix the brakes? Did you go get the car and then get into an accident? Tell me the things that happened in order. I'm not understanding the story.
I'm trying to do that.
Okay, then start with buying the car and the brakes were soft. What happened?
Okay, the brakes was never fixed.
Okay, but did they say they fixed them?
Yes, they said everything was ready.
Okay, and then you took the car.
I tried to take the car home, bring the car out, and like I said, they had to send for the part.
Then what?
So I waited like 3 weeks before the part was there.
But during that 3 weeks, the car was at the dealer.
No, the car was here.
Okay.
Because when after the car was fixed, they told me to come and get it.
Got it. They said they fixed it. Got it. They said they fixed it, and you took it home.
Yes, but before that, when I was getting ready to leave, the seat belts wouldn't work on either side. So she told me that they'll give me a loaner car, whatever. They gave me a loaner car.
Okay, so you did not so you did not have the car during that time.
No, I did have the car. It was in the garage, but I
understand, but you
because it had no seatbelt.
Okay, so you had a loaner car.
Not at that time.
Okay.
No.
Twyla, hold on. Twyla, hold on a second, dear. No, seriously. I know you think you're making sense. You bought a car. It had soft brakes. They said, Twyla, we fixed it. Everything's good. You got into the car. You were going to go home, but it didn't have seat belts. Then they gave you a loaner car. Are we right so far? Okay. You took the loaner car home.
Yes, for a week.
Okay, got it. And during that week, what happened?
When they called and told me that they got the part for the car, when I got there, my neighbor took me there.
Yeah.
And they said that they didn't have the part for the seatbelt. They sent the wrong part.
Okay.
So, but it'll take a while. So, as soon as you come in, we'll call.
Okay, then what?
When they called me, I went in.
Uh-huh.
And I was in the waiting room for like an hour and a half and told me that the battery was all set and everything like that. So while I'm sitting there in the waiting room, then she comes back in and tell me when they was opening up the seat belts on each side to put new seat belts in, said the service guy stepped away. When he came back, the car was gone.
Okay, now I get it.
But I'm in the inside, don't know, and I said, why the police didn't come in and talk to me? And they said, well, it wasn't the police, it was just over the phone.
Okay, so let me get this straight then. You were home with a loaner car. They were trying to fix the car, the seat belts. They called you and said it was ready. You came in. They told you it was ready, right?
Yes.
And when you went in there and you were in the waiting room, it was stolen.
Yes.
It was stolen. And they said did they call the cops?
They called, but the cop never came out. So this was all done over the telephone.
What was done over the telephone?
When they called in and said the car was stolen from the dealership.
I thought you said you were in the waiting room when they told you that.
I was, but I'm saying, they called the police while I was in the waiting room when the car was gone. I didn't know what was going on.
Okay.
Took about 2.5 hours, and I'm sitting there, and then when they come in and tell me that the car was gone, somebody stole it.
Okay, got it.
Okay, I wait, and this was on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
On a Friday, I get a call from the police department telling me that they found the car in Adams County. I asked him, was the car okay? He said no.
My God, this is a long story. So they found, but I didn't even get to the part. I didn't even get to the part yet about you getting into an accident that you told me about. So
no, this was in the beginning.
Okay, so please,
I get it. I bought the car on the 5th, and it was an accident.
And where did the police find? Wait, you bought the car on the 5th. It was an accident on the 6th?
Yes.
But you didn't tell me about that. You said you had a loaner car. You said that...
No. This was before the loaner. This was the car when the car was running right when I was getting ready to leave the next day that I bought it.
You had an accident on their lot?
Nope. I had that.
All right, hold on. Oh, my God. Mark, please help me. Help me. Are you listening, for God's sakes?
Yes. Now, Impact Traffic. From the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by
It was stolen from the dealership.
Oh, no, but Mark, bought used car on Friday.
Yep.
Brakes were soft.
Yep. Brought it back.
They would fix it. No seatbelts. Took loaner home. Went back to pick up
the other car.
Pick
and
up
it was stolen.
And it was stolen, yeah. But what about it? But she had an accident in it.
I didn't hear the accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she just said.
Now she said, no, there was an accident in the very beginning, which means she's responsible for that fucking accident.
92 set back in 1953. Tonight's low 54, and then tomorrow mostly sunny skies with a high of 82. Currently it's 74. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Your life, your home.
This is.
I don't know how much more specific you can be, Tom.
It's really none of our business, and it shouldn't be anyone else's. Protect your privacy online for free. DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Sheridan Autotech can fix your car. He's a breath of fresh air. Uncle Kevin and his crew.
Two locations, in Lakewood and in Aurora. Here's what I love about Sheridan. They have everything you want in an auto repair facility. They have honesty, integrity, experience, knowledge, convenience, and value. Can you ask for more? In business more than 20 years, and they do electrical repairs as well. So regular maintenance and repairs and electrical. SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242. If you're ever in trouble with the law, it could be a massive traffic problem. It could be a DUI or some other problem, maybe a dispute with a neighbor. Don't ever try to do it alone. You need help. Criminal defense attorney Joe Lazzara is available for free consultations. Give him a call. And if you hire him, everything is flat rate. He won't nickel and dime you every time you need something. Joseph A. Lazzara, for any time. Life is not perfect. 303-429-6200. That's 303-429-6200.
Hey everyone, it's MSNBC's Tremaine Lee. On my podcast, Into America, I explore what it means to be black in America. Right now, I'm examining the dangerous heat conditions in Texas state prisons, which can lead to severe medical issues and even death.
Your economy makes it feel like less than human. You don't deserve to be cool.
Join me for Into America. Listen now and follow
This is
wherever you want to podcast.
Being black in America. Why did that go dead?
Do you not have, hold on, that is,
What does this go now? This is bullshit. I got one of those things, you bastard, you son of a bitch.
you still don't have the endorsement one back, right?
Right. Oh, let's hope this works.
Oh, wait.
Wait, I didn't look recently. It could be now, Mark. I just want to look before I say no.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Just see if this works, please. Oh, yeah. This is good.
I'm Tom from the King Sock Company. At K11, we've reimagined socks.
And he's,
that's because we make them in 11 individual sizes for men.
he's not paying,
The moment you put them on, you know you're wearing something new.
He's not buying airtime.
no, he's not giving us a credit card, just so you know.
They'll transform your sock experience forever. And they're made right here in the USA. Kane set the bar for how socks should fit you. For the most comfortable socks.
He's not giving us a credit card.
He wants to be billed.
Billed every month?
No more.
Well, he wants to send in a check or whatever.
Who?
Hiram.
Oh.
To our super soft.
That's normal collection, right? Where's Genesis?
Once you try a pair of K11s, I don't know. Back to wearing socks in multi-size ranges again.
I wonder where he is. What happened to Shemansky?
Save 20% off your first order. Only available at K11.com, and we ship for free. It's been tough talking to my doctor about it.
He got stuck on a job site. He says he's trying to make it in. He's just going to let me know when he's on his way. If we have to, we'll reschedule him, Mark, okay?
IDSC.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent...
So now you can log in to Facebook or create a Facebook account with the Troubleshooter, with the Toledo Troubleshooter. Is that what you're saying?
That's one way you could do it. You could create a Facebook for Talib, or you can go into your current one, whatever it is, and you can add that email to it.
Go into that current one and add that email to it.
Like on mine, I have mark@troubleshooter.com as my main email, and then I have mm@aspengoodyear.com as my secondary. You can do it however you want. You want to keep your Stone Soup as your primary, and then just add a secondary email to Talib. Then I can add you to the Facebook. Until you add Talib at troubleshooter.com
to my Facebook,
to somewhere in Facebook.
Okay.
I can't add you.
Gotcha.
And then you'll be an editor on that page, so you can start the live, you can respond, you can moderate, you can do whatever.
Rocky Mountain
Okay,
IV
so
hydration, immune
you say
support,
go and get
migraine,
you my
general
Facebook
wellness.
and
Call or
add
text
troubleshooter Tom
720-987-2155.
Yes.
Rocky Mountain IV Med 720-987-2155. Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man, free market valuations of your home based on the current market. He'll tell you what it can sell for based on 27 years of experience. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. It's free. It's detailed. He does a detailed analysis. There is no obligation to list your home. That's 303-920-1622. So, I thought I had the story straight, but I'll get it. Twyla had a used car. She bought a used car from Davidson Auto on a Friday. The brakes were soft, and they were going to fix them. But somehow, before you took the loaner home, and there was no seatbelts, when did you get into the accident? It was before you took the loaner home?
Yes.
Okay. So when you test drove it, the brakes were soft. Did you get into an accident after that?
After I actually bought it. When I took the car back from training, and he said the car just came in that morning, and he said, we take care of that. Okay?
But hold on. The accident, though, we have to talk about the accident after you bought it because you're responsible for it, and I want to know what was damaged. So
it's interesting it didn't have a seatbelt, though.
And then it was damaged.
They're not allowed to sell a vehicle without a seatbelt.
Yeah, well, we'll have to worry about that. Time to talk about ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan because they are ideal.
Mark, I don't even know if she knows what she's talking about.
Best for you. In other words, if you want a loan that's 13 years, 23 years, 15 years, 27 years, whatever the term, they'll do it. It's a flexible term loan. They also have a rate guarantee. If you refinance with them and rates go down, even over the next 2 years by 3/4 of a point or more, they will refinance you free of all lender fees. Then they have the pre-approval. That means that you get pre-approved for your loan when you're out looking for houses. And that's like a cash deal when it comes to buying homes because you're already approved. They're just waiting for the appraisal, and in all cases, you can be closed or refinanced in 3 weeks or less. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. They're also on my referral list at referrallist.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Will Reed. The White House says President Biden will receive a booster shot of the COVID-19 vaccine today in line with CDC guidelines. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of healthcare workers in New York State face possible termination if they don't get their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine by tonight. The National Guard is standing by to pick up the slack. On GMA, CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky.
It absolutely creates a challenge. What I would say is to have these, to do some work to educate these healthcare workers, to meet them where they are, to understand where their hesitancy is, so we can get them vaccinated.
NTSB investigators on the scene in Montana.
Where's their hesitancy? They don't trust the fucking government. I mean, it's crazy.
They work for the government and don't trust it.
That's exactly right. And if they don't fucking trust them, jeez.
Who doesn't trust them?
People that work for
The government workers are refusing to get vaccines because they don't trust the government, but they work for them.
To avoid a government shutdown. This is ABC News. A federal judge says
Is this the Broncos here?
restrictions on John.
Oh, I don't know. They haven't played any great teams yet by any stretch, but it's a great start.
Well, they didn't lose to bad teams, right?
The new look at
they haven't lost at all this
Well,
year.
that's what I meant, but if they had lost to any of these teams, yeah, they played crummy teams. But if they had lost to these teams, you might have seen, a chink in the armor. But they won all 3 games. They didn't let the Jets score. They've done a really good job so far. So you can't say anything until what happens the next 3 weeks.
That's most frequently found in places with lead-based paint, but also in lead piping and in
Who do they
soil
play next?
contaminated with lead-based gasoline. The study was funded by the blood testing
Who do
company
they play next, do you know?
Diagnostics,
I don't know. I
which
didn't
has
look.
financial interest in more testing. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Will Reeve, ABC News.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Limu, I'd say it's time you learn to drive. Especially since Liberty Mutual
Cigna
offers car
Healthcare
insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
of
You can even save
Colorado.
money for safe driving. Now, wings at 10 and 2. Talent on the brake. Save up to 30% for safe driving with Liberty Mutual.
Liberty. Availability varies. For more information, visit libertymutual.com/righttrack.
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. Use Microban 24 sanitizing spray to keep surfaces sanitized all day. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of bacteria and viruses initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19. Microban 24 keeps killing bacteria for 24 hours, touch after touch. When used as directed, Microban 24, touch after touch, it
Do
doesn't.
they make Wi-Fi range extenders that just fucking picks up your signal and makes it stronger, and you don't have to log into and all that? Or do they all create networks? Like, don't they make extenders you can just plug in halfway in your house where your Wi-Fi will go to that and then do them? They're not networks in themselves. They're just
Extenders. You put in the same password you have set up on the router or modem.
so
Whatever.
it gets into your network.
Yeah.
But they're not a separate network, a mesh.
Well, I guess they're definitely not a mesh. They're an extender. I mean, technically, I guess it's a second network, but not really, because it passes through.
Tonight's drawing is worth $545 million. The odds of winning are 1 in 292.2 million. Broncos undefeated after shutting out the Jets yesterday. Rockies were swept by the Giants this weekend. Final homestand of the year at Coors Field starts.
They're just repeaters.
Washington. That's the latest. I'm Chuck Clark.
Now,
Okay, so now I'm in my Facebook. Where am I going to add this troubleshooter at?
That, I don't know. I didn't look.
If you're going to be traveling on 285 west,
Probably under general, maybe settings somewhere in there.
Making your way all the way to Highway 8 Morrison Road, and then after that, heading up towards Indian Hills, your speed can improve. And 285 Hampton in the heart of the metro area actually looking good at this point. No highway accidents reported, so that is good news. Fox 31 pinpoint weather near record heat today with a high of 88. The record is 92, set back in 1953. For tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Expect a high of 82. Currently it's 76. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 K-How.
Try great tasting Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health. Those who tried Ensure Max Protein reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please visit Ensure.com.
If you've been hurt in an automobile accident or in any other way and you're wondering, is this what I have to look forward to? Missing work, pain, missing vacations, not being able to do stuff around the house, and who pays? John Fuller is someone you should talk to. Free of charge, complimentary. If he takes the case, it's only payable if he wins, and it's a small percentage of what he collects. Why should you be the one to suffer? 303-597-4500, 597-4500 on my referral list at referralist.com.
Hey everyone, it's MSNBC's Tremaine Lee. In my podcast, Into America, I explore what it means to be black in America. Right now, I'm examining the dangerous heat conditions in Texas state prisons, which can lead to severe medical issues and even death.
Your economy makes it feel like less than you do. Like you don't deserve to be cool.
I don't know what you want to do with Hiram on this other
Listen now
one.
and follow wherever you get your podcasts.
It's the Dan Caplis Show. Afternoons 4 to 6. We have the beef.
The data is in. It shows no big difference in COVID rates between schools with mask mandates and those without, let alone any kind of big difference in actual harm. It's time to end the mandates and let these kids have a normal childhood.
You need advice so you don't have to lose. Come running just as fast as you can. Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. Call if you have a problem, question, or complaint. That's 303-713-8255. If someone lied to you, ripped you off, cheated you. If you think maybe that you need help with something, maybe you gave some money to someone and they never came through. That's been happening a lot lately in the metro area and beyond. People just seem to be either not available, or if they are available, they're ripping you off. It's very difficult to get good, reliable people. That's one reason we do this show. We point to good, reliable products and services like realcbdthatworks.com. If you have any pain, inflammation, anxiety, Panacea Life Sciences has a great product called CBD, and they put it in, by the way, they control from seed to sale. They put it in a number of products. 30% off when you use Tom in the promo code. That's realcbdthatworks.com. I'm going to go back to Twyla in a minute, but I want to take Carol, who's been waiting as well. Carol, what's going on with you?
Yes.
Welcome to the show. How can we help you?
Oh, thank you, Tom. Yes, my name is Carol. Just very quickly, a well-known delivery service has manipulated the package, a large box that was going to Las Vegas.
Now,
And
what do you mean?
pounds,
What do you mean manipulated?
Manipulated. I'll explain in just a minute. This is what happened. 9 pounds was going to Las Vegas to my son. 7 pounds was returned in a different box, and missing items out of the box I sent September 20th of 21.
Why was it returned?
And, okay, this is where thievery is going to come in. I sent it to my son, and
what was it? What was in the? Just out of curiosity, 9 pounds. What was it?
Okay, it was foodstuffs, a candle, a scarf,
Gotcha.
and that was it.
Right.
And so the lady, when I went to
Why do you
send the
suspect?
package,
Why do you suspect theft? Was it in a different box?
it was a different box, and it was returned to us.
Yeah. So
During Littleton.
he never got anything, right?
My son never got anything, and what happened was that the lady always asked me, "What's the value?" And then she said, "100." Yeah, I said, "Yeah, I suppose if I had to replace everything." So but she never gave me the 8x11 sheet. She only gave me the receipt on how much it cost, but it didn't even say on the receipt where it was going to, but I do have the track number. So what has happened, Tom, is that there is a thief that's working for this company.
UPS, right?
And that
is it UPS?
Oh,
now, wait,
yeah.
come on. Logic, who's going to open a package to steal food, a candle, or a scarf
and then
when
put
there's
it all back?
iPads and stereos and
no.
everything else?
No. What he did, I enclosed $50 to my son. That was taken along with jars of food stuff.
Well, first of all,
let's
Mark,
say
hold
pumpkin.
on. You do believe her that she sent something and it was returned to her. She's not just calling.
No,
up
I
lines.
don't think someone's going to go
Mark,
through looking
I'm not
for
asking
food.
that. She's calling with a complaint. Do you believe the complaint? She sent a package. It was returned to her, not sent to her son, in a different box.
I think it probably got damaged, and maybe the label got damaged, so the only person they could send it back to was her. I don't think what she said is correct, that someone rifled through there trying to steal stuff out of that particular box.
The only thing missing was cash and what else?
And the food stuff, jars of probably pumpkin butter. I sent 9 pounds, got back 7.
You know
the
what,
50
though?
was gone.
But I don't think...
The 50 was gone, and the box is different. The box is different.
Look, I believe this happened to you. I don't know if I believe someone cared about jars of butter or whatever of food.
I don't care what it's the principle.
No,
of the
I know.
thing.
I know. How
Tom,
much
they
money?
opened the
I know.
box.
I get it. Look, I hate
something.
UPS. I hate UPS. They're a bunch of morons. I hate them. I can't stand them. And by the way, they won't pay you a dime. They never do. They suck. They're the worst delivery service in the world. I'm with you on that. But I don't know if you think there's a thief that did that on purpose. I think it was manhandled. I think it was destroyed. I think they put it back in a box and sent it, and some guy just kept the cash. I think those jars were probably broken. I think the package got destroyed. Then somebody found the cash and kept
it very tightly.
Well, you get $100 insurance.
But why do you think they opened? Why do you think they opened your box and no one else's? Or I'm not saying no one else's, but why do you think they opened yours?
I think that someone, a driver, it had to be a driver. It's one of two people. There's two drivers that are involved. One comes from Colorado, and it goes to probably a metro station in Las Vegas. Then the box is going to be put on another truck and then delivered. They know that box might be worth $100 because I insured it for $100. She asked me, and that's just normal. So if this driver sees there might be $100,
there's $100 on everything.
No, that's normal.
$100. It was 50. It was 50, but that's not in his mind. He thinks it's 100. I'm running after these people, and I want your blessing, and I want your.
Well, how do you want? No, Twyla, I understand you're upset. I don't think someone opened up the box to take out money thinking it was worth $100.
And they sent it back. It has my son's name on the label. It's not the same box. They took my name off the box.
I believe that.
First of all,
I believe
my name was at the top left-hand corner.
Okay.
I put firm.
Listen, Twyla, you don't have to convince me. Excuse me, not Twyla, Carol. You don't have to convince me it happened. I believe you. Okay, I don't think a driver tore open the box to get $40 or $50 and some jars of food.
It was $50 underneath a lemon candle.
I think the box must have been destroyed or something. But you want to go after them. You have insurance. Are they going to pay you? You have insurance. Are they going to pay you, Carol?
I don't know. It's just been. I was trying to find out who the drivers were. They wouldn't tell me.
Of course they won't.
And then can I please have the district manager talk to me?
No, they won't.
And then
no,
I couldn't
they won't.
know his name,
You're
but
lucky.
he's going to call me.
Okay.
You know what? Then UPS is going to go worldwide on this, because if you send your packages and you have any amount of insurance on that package, you don't think that they're not going to open that package?
So you believe, Carol, you believe that when you put insurance on it, the package becomes a target. Is that what you're saying?
It did this time because I've done it all. I've done it all along.
Every package.
Now hold on.
Through UPS has $100.
Carol, the $100 insurance you're talking about is automatic. You didn't pay extra for it.
No, I did not.
Okay, so hold on. So your logic is illogical, because every single package is automatically covered for $100. By your logic.
So they can do. All right, Tom. This is what's going to happen. Okay, now I send a package, and maybe the box gets damaged, and so they take all the stuff out. Why didn't they take all the stuff and repack it then?
Maybe the jars.
Here's why. Here's what I think happened.
Even if it was damaged.
I think, Carol, that somebody saw the cash and said, "What the hell?" and they kept it. I really do.
They couldn't have seen the cash, Tom. They could not have seen it.
No, I think
it was under a candle.
I think
it was in an envelope.
I think the box
opened. Wasn't loose.
I think the box opened, and they had to repackage it. And when they were
kept that box in front of you, you can't.
Carol. Okay, we disagree. Now, if you want to sue them, you can. You can sue them. Go ahead.
How can I sue?
Okay, you can go to small claims court to sue them.
If they give you the $100, you're going to have not only the 50 you lost, you'll have an additional 50 to go buy the 2 missing jars of butter.
If you get the insurance money, you don't want to sue, right?
Jars of
Carol, if you get the insurance money, do you still want to sue them?
I am so upset.
I'm asking you a question, because at that point you will have no losses. Bye. God almighty, you got to just stop and take stock once in a while. For God's sakes. It was $50 and a couple jars of food. Yeah, I'd be upset, but the world did not end. If it was a real thief, they wouldn't even send it back to you. Why would they alert you? Why would they? If it was a real thief, it would disappear. That box, as much as I hate UPS and their customer service, and they took my box and literally changed the delivery address on it because they knew my name and they sent it here instead of my home. How did they know I worked here? They did. I mean, it was addressed to my home, and they sent it here. Outside during a pandemic where it could have gotten stolen. It just so happened somebody happened to see it sitting on the street. I hate UPS, Carol. I agree with you, Carol, that they suck. But you lost a package. What happened was obvious. The box was damaged. They were repackaging it. Either 3 of the jars broke or they took them, and they took the cash. I believe that part. But to say when you insure a package, it automatically puts a target on them is ridiculous. Because the drivers have no idea what they're insured for. And every package is insured for $100.
Well, that changed her life.
New job, new home. I never saw somebody get mad over $50.
It was incredible, you would think, in her budget.
And she's not even losing money.
She's making $50.
Right.
For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not
Imagine if something that small bothered you that much. Shit, I'd have a coronary every day.
Can you imagine being married to her?
Well, she's single, Doc.
Thanks.
Rocky Mountain IV Medics. I use them. I use them monthly. You can use them more often if you need to. You got pain, inflammation. If you have a hangover, dehydration, vitamin deficiency, whatever it is, you know hydration therapy is one of the most common therapies. Where if you go to urgent care, an emergency room, or wherever, some people like to go to hydration bars just to get IV therapy. Now you can get for the same price hydration therapy in your home. Rocky Mountain IVMedics.com 720-987-2155. That's Rocky Mountain IVMedics.com. You can call or text this number for same day, sometimes same hour appointments. 720-987-2155.
For the first time.
And free to the public, the Colorado Department of Transportation is holding.
I found a new earpiece. Look, I got it. Does it work for you? Yeah. Hey, Suze, I found a new earpiece. Oh, she's coming in. Sue, did you know I found a new earpiece?
I wondered.
Can you show Talib where to add an email to his Facebook?
Oh, I'm
add an email to his
I'll get you an
Facebook?
email.
You know, I've got my.
Do you need to get him connected?
Yeah, he's got that.
Are you talking to get him connected? I'll add him.
No, he's got it connected to his.
Exactly, I'll add him so he can connect the Facebook to his troubleshooter. Is it Talib at troubleshooter.com? Okay, so then heads up, Talib. I generally would never share documents as a general rule. Sometimes I do share documents for the video, and in that case, you got to figure out how to black out personal information, addresses, phone numbers, last names, or whatever. I don't know if I'll remember to tell you that in the future.
Hey, do you know Joe Isley? I got an email question that I need from him.
Who's Joe Isley?
Hello.
In your local hydroponics store, just add seeded tap water and enjoy your.
See, it won't let me add him because it's not connected to his account yet.
Joe Isley is with. It's a rehab center in Loveland. I just went oh fuck! It was somebody we had on the show several times, and it.
I've never heard that name ever. So you want me to get him on?
Wait, just let me get the name of the place. I'm just fucked up right now. I just can't think of it. Hold on, but I want to get him on because it'll help. It's a good topic anyway, so I'm going to try to find him. Joe Isley.
Are you going to share the contact? Can you do that?
Okay, the name of the place. I don't even have the name of the fucking. Oh, Inner Balance Health Center. Remember in Loveland?
Okay.
Anyway, yes, we have a question about.
So just call their office number.
Here it is. Here's his mobile.
Okay. I'm going to share it to my phone.
Just say Tom has a question about addiction and stuff. It's just general shit. He'd like to get you on.
Okay.
You know, tell him that we just.
I shared it with with me. He has to be added from us before he can even activate. So I'll go at him. Is it Talib@troubleshooter.com?
So the next thing she'll be saying is, I can't add him because that email's not associated.
Well,
So we'll go down that road slowly.
we'll just go slow. I'll get there.
Unless she knows some magic, which she has before.
You can even save money for safe driving. Now, wings at 10.
I wonder if they'll ever find this guy, Brian.
Are you gonna get back to Twilight?
Yeah.
This is like a Twilight.
They'll miss
style,
it.
you know?
I don't think they're gonna find him.
Who, this kid?
Yeah, I mean, he could be anywhere, man.
Who are they talking? Oh, that guy. Oh,
If you couldn't be found, where would you go? I mean, really, I'd get the fuck out of the country, but I don't even know where I'd go from there.
Oh,
he'll
find
just be
out what-
alerted every time he tries to do anything.
Yeah, but you find out what countries don't have that tradition training.
You'd be the only guy sneaking to Mexico's border.
Right.
Hey, wait, you're going the wrong way.
But did he take money? Did he take anything with him?
Well,
No, in fact, he left his fucking wallet at his parents' house.
He did?
Yeah.
Then he,
I mean, I don't know if he has any money or cash, but he left his shit at his parents' house.
That's focused on you, and they never charge upfront or hidden fees. So don't wait. We provide for free.
I mean, really, where do you go, though?
He's camping out in the swamp.
You go to Mexico first. But where do you go after Mexico?
You find out what countries don't have extradition treaties.
You should have some sort of notification either actually on your Facebook page with notifications saying Troubleshooter Network added you. If it's not there, it might be in your email. Text me or something if you don't see that, and I'll come back. But it should be somewhere.
Try great tasting Ensure-Max protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients.
Is this your Facebook?
Try Ensure-Max protein.
Do you have your Talib? Oh, it's not going to come up there. It's going to come up to Talib@troubleshooter.com. So you'll have to access it in your email. I might have to add your personal.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Water Pros.
For the best whole house systems at the lowest prices. You cannot beat them for filtration, for softening, for drinking water at the kitchen. That's under $1,000 installed. Reverse osmosis, the best water in the world. That's waterpros.net. Whole house systems under $2,000.
How does he do it when other companies are $6,000 or $7,000?
I don't know.
Is it like generic equipment or?
No, it's better equipment actually, Mark. I don't know.
It's crazy.
He told me he's not a distributor and he's an independent and he gets to pick whatever products he wants and he goes for the best at the lowest price. And he said the other ones are simply never paying more than him. He's small. He knows they're not paying more than him. They're just charging more. That's it. That's it. Waterpros.net for the best prices and the best products. So anyway, I want to go back to Twyla. So Twyla, and just have patience with me, okay, please? Because I sometimes have to go over the story to make sure we got it because we want to help you. So when you bought this car, you didn't take it right away, and then you bought it. But you didn't take it right away. After you bought it, you got into an accident on the lot where the dealer is?
No.
Where?
Yeah, I could tell you this if you stop interrupting.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, when I got the car, like I said, it was on the 5th. On the 6th, which was a Saturday, where I live, there's a ramp. So something caught it underneath, and so I tried to gun it and went backwards and slammed into.
Okay.
It was the garage.
Twyla, thank you. And I'm gonna let you continue your story, but here's what I want to tell you. You told us when you bought your car, you never took it home because they needed to fix the seat belts. So that is what confused us. So now you're saying,
okay, right.
Now you're saying you did take the car home and you had an accident and then you took it back and that's when they fixed the seat belts, right? Or when they gave you a loaner.
Well, see, no, they didn't give me a loaner then. I called them and told them that I had an accident or whatever. Okay, the police took it to the pound. I had to get the car out of the pound the next day. And so when they called me, I said I had the car, and I didn't see how bad it was. And so I said, well, I don't want the car anymore. So a week passed. It was sitting in the garage. The car was sitting in the garage, so I had to call AAA to take the car back to the dealership. Okay, he told me it would cost $2,500 to fix it, and then I'll make payments. Okay. It took from March to mid-June.
Oh, my
before
God.
I got my car back. And when I got the car
This
back,
is a completely different story. So now, hold on.
Because you won't let me finish.
You know, Twyla, I let you tell me this story 3 different times, and it was different every time. Okay, you
Exactly,
think you're telling me the story the same, but you're not. So now, a month later, you took it back, and when did they give you the loaner?
When I took the car, when they got the car back, and I told them I need a car, they said, get the loaner. Okay. I traded my Chrysler in for this car. So when I went, I had them hold that car for $500. When I got my check that next month, I went there, and they told me that the
Twyla, your car, you got into an accident, and you said you didn't want it anymore. It doesn't work that way. When you get into an accident...
I did get it. I did take it and told them I changed my mind.
Okay.
And I sent it to them.
Were they going to fix it? Okay, who was going to fix the damage?
Nobody.
Why?
The car was stolen from them because they said that they don't have a claims department, and they're not responsible.
So you bought a used car. I got to get this straight. You bought a used car. You had an accident. You took it back, and it was stolen.
After I took it back.
Okay. But you had an accident, you bought a car, you had an accident, it was impounded, then it was towed back to the dealer, then it was stolen.
Okay, it took them, like I said, it took them from March to June when I got the car back. Told me it was ready, got there, got ready to leave, but on
Twyla,
the car,
Twyla, when it was towed back to the dealership, they said they fixed it, you went there, and it was stolen.
The car, before that, the car, when I was getting ready to leave, the safety belts on each side.
You know what? None of that matters, Twyla. The story is this. You bought a car, you got into an accident, you took it back there, and it was stolen. For God's sakes, that's what I've been trying to get out of you.
It wasn't. Not at that time. It wasn't stolen.
It was eventually stolen from the dealership. That's all I need to know.
Yes, it was. While I was in the waiting room, they
now,
stole the
where
car.
did you report? If you had insurance on it, you can get insurance. Did you have insurance on it?
I had liability only.
Okay. What does the dealer say? It was stolen from where?
From the dealership.
Where from the dealership?
Where they was fixing it at in the service department.
While it was in the service department, it was stolen.
Yes.
Now that's ridiculous. And you were at the dealership in the waiting room.
Exactly.
And they stole it. And they don't feel any responsibility?
No.
Deputy Doc, can you call that? What? It's Davison Auto. And then what did they say? Did they say they were going to give you another car, or you're responsible for it? What did they tell you?
They said they're not responsible for it because they don't have. When you steal a car, they're not responsible.
But they stole it from the garage. You said it was in the service bay. It was in the service.
Yep, it was. They said when he walked away, came back, the car was gone.
They took it to the service to fix it, and when they Deputy Doc, call. People, are you listening? She bought a car. She had an accident. It was impounded. It was towed back to the dealership. They said they would fix it. While she was waiting, it was in the service department. While she was waiting, it was stolen.
I think they have liability if that's correct.
Yeah, so do I. I don't think they can just say, too bad, so sad. It was in their custody and control. It's not like they parked it outside. That's ridiculous.
Talk about bad luck, too.
That's ridiculous. Oh, hold on. But then there was another. Then you said the police found the car, right, Twyla?
Yes.
And where's the car now?
The car is still in the pound. They even refused to get it out of the pound.
Now, what damage was that car when it was in the impound lot?
In the back, right-hand side.
But that's where you damaged it, right?
Yes.
Was there any additional damage from the theft?
No. Well, yes. When they found the car, whoever took it broke out the windows and poured paint all over it.
They broke out.
Asked them, they broke the windows out of the car.
I get it.
Yeah, and I said, you're going to get it out the pound? They said no. I said, well, I think you should. you're responsible. It was in your care, not mine.
I think so too. I think so too. I can't believe
they don't do that.
I can't believe these jerks don't feel responsible. Deputy Doc, this is serious. It was stolen right from their service bay. Hold on, Twyla. 303-713-8255. Now, Carol, is Carol back on line 2?
No, I just caught word you hung up on her, but I don't think you hung up on her, so
yeah,
I'll let her go.
We were done. Who's on 2 now? Because that's the
Probably
same.
still Carol.
Is it still her? Find out. I don't have anything more to say to Carol. She says that it was stolen. It doesn't matter. She needs to go for her insurance. I don't think it was stolen. I think it was broken. I think the jars broke. I think they took the cash. Yes, they stole the cash. But it's insured for $100. Get your $100. That's what you do. Don, what's going on, Don? Oh, Don, quick. Make a quick. I'm not quick. I'm going to take you after the break, but quickly mention what's the name of the company we're dealing with, Don?
The company is Finance of America Reverse LLC.
How'd you find them?
Frankly, it wasn't hard to find.
Well, okay, did you see them advertised somewhere?
No. My sister-in-law called me after she received, I don't know, a flood of notices of a court filing.
Hold on a second. Did your sister have a reverse mortgage for Finance of America?
Yeah, exactly. Sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law. Okay, hold on, and I'll come back to you. Hold on. Mike, you have a comment on Twyla. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Tom. I told Sue I want to bet on how soon you hang up on Twyla. And you need that bomb drop.
You know what? I need to get all my sounds loaded again. I got to tell Shannon, you're right. And by the way, I don't want to hang up on Twyla because I want to help her. I really do believe that Twyla has a problem and she should be helped. It was just difficult getting the story out. But I want to ask you something as a listener, and I don't want you stroking me or lying to me. Do you think she told a clear story?
Oh, God.
Okay,
no,
thank you.
Mud.
Thank you, because I thought I was going crazy.
KHOW Denver, 630K.
Can you press the button? He's going to do the art of granite. I need to walk a little. Thank you. I'm spasming here. Sorry. It went away for a while.
Take some Advil, you too.
No, I did. I'm waiting for 12:30 to take more.
Ensure Max Protein. I-25 traffic is moving along at this point without any delay. In fact, it's really quiet right now. No major accidents on our favorite highways. We have a crash on Highway 93 north of 64th Avenue in the Golden area. Also, delays on Evans and I-25.
You guys heard that, right?
Construction delays westbound 285 right around the Morrison exit west of C470. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Near record heat today, a high of 88. Tonight's low 54. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 82. Currently, it's 79. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Try great tasting Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health. Those who tried Ensure Max Protein reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please visit Ensure.com.
The most beautiful countertops and cabinets. You can transform your kitchen into a brand new kitchen that you really want with Mitch Floria and the Art of Granite. The other thing I love about him is his pricing. He has the best pricing on new countertops. His guys are a great crew to work with. And on top of that, you can save money and you can have a new kitchen within 2 weeks. And if you do the kitchen, here's a kicker. The bathroom's free. Imagine a brand new bathroom, new countertops, cabinets, and the kitchen. Go to theartofgranite.com. He even gives estimates over the phone. Theartofgranite.com.
Hey everyone, it's MSNBC's Tremaine Lee. On my podcast, Into America, I explore what it means to be black in America. Right now, I'm examining the dangerous heat conditions in Texas state prisons, which can lead to severe medical issues and even death.
Your economy makes it feel like less than human. Like you don't deserve to be cool.
Join me for Into America. Listen now and follow wherever you get your podcast.
your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.125 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 2.125 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. 844-425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 844-425-3669.
NMS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Rate subject to change. So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold.
Let me see if while we have a minute here. Do you have an actual mouse hooked up to this?
That's an actual mouse.
Okay, where's your Facebook at?
Which one? Mine?
Go to your Facebook. Did you got the invitation?
Here's what I have.
Okay.
This is what I got from you guys.
Yeah, that's the business side of it.
That's the business side.
Right.
Now, this over here is my Facebook.
Right. Can I see that for a second?
You see whatever you want.
If you're thinking about selling, what Orchard would pay for
Switch
your
accounts.
no cost
There it is.
offer at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.
That one right there.
Is you.
No, okay.
Now you should have
Just $99 per session.
referral list here too. Were you able to get the video going yet under your account?
No, that's what I'm trying to get to now.
Okay, that is here.
Before I go on, you need to know the facts about this treatment. Shockwave therapy uses...
You might have, I don't know how Dan posted. That's the only, I never posted a live video to these.
I'm just trying to find the.
That's why we offer...
All right, let me do...
The live video comes from
So call us today and make an appointment. We'll show you how you can get Shockwave now. For just $99 per session. It's part of our treatment.
Okay, this is Facebook. I mean, this is YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I come on the Facebook, I would switch to.
You're supposed to be able to have. Can I see that again real quick? Let me see this.
That would be the one I wanted. That's the
This is what you want. Now, how do we connect this to you? That's what I'm trying to...
Is that it connected to me right there?
Well, I just went to his page as if I were you, as a random going to a page. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
So, give me a minute, unless you post through here. But I don't think you do. All right, I might have to open up. I thought I added you right, but I might need, hang on. I might have to add you as an admin. Hang on.
630 KHAL, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jim's got a comment on UPS. A woman called and said her package was worth $100. The driver knew it, broke into it, took 3 jars of jelly and money that was buried under something. We think, and it was sent back to her in a new package. Now, here's what I think. If someone wanted to destroy her package and steal on purpose, they would not have mailed it back to her. It would have just disappeared. Do you know how difficult it would be for her to have a claim with a package that's totally missing? Totally. Instead, she thinks they broke into the package, took the money, a few jars of food, repackaged it in another box, and sent it back to her.
She's so upset about it.
Yeah, but that is illogical. I think it did break, and I think somebody did take the money, and I think the jars were probably broken. I mean, I can see that scenario. Anyway, Jim's got a comment on that. Go ahead, Jim.
So what I was thinking, if they think that UPS driver has it out for her, why don't she send out another package to her son, but mark on there very precious and expensive, and put one of those paint things that go off?
Yeah, the bombs.
That's permanent. Yeah, permanent paint, and at least it would teach the thief a lesson, and might give her some satisfaction.
You know what?
Glitter bomb it.
Now listen, Jim. I don't know if you're joking or not, but there are people that have done that. You know, on YouTube, there are people that have gotten scammers or porch pirates that way. Did you know that?
No, but I thought, hey, if she's real serious, then she can get some gratification at least.
You know what? People have done it. I don't know if you guys know this, but with porch pirates, they've been doing stuff like that. Some have been doing dog poop explosions. Some people have been doing other things. Now, of course, people say that's really risky because if somebody gets permanently hurt, they can sue you. Can you imagine that? They steal from you, they open the package, they get hurt, and they sue you. Oh, my goodness. Now let's go to Don, who wanted to talk about predatory reverse mortgage. 303-713-TALK is our number if you have a problem, question, or complaint. I have one email that says, Tom, stop yelling. You know, I only yell once in a while. Mark yells more than I do now, right, Suze? I think on a whole, if we...
No.
You yell more than me.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do! No, Mark. I think you do. Suze, who yells more nowadays?
Oh, gosh. I'm staying out of it.
303-713-TALK. Don, listen, man. So your sister-in-law had a reverse mortgage with Finance of America, and what happened?
Well, I get a call from her this last week.
What did she say?
Well, she tells me she's getting all these mailings from them, and she didn't know what they are.
What was she getting? What? Hold on. Was she getting foreclosed on?
Tom, I emailed you the documents and Mark.
Okay, where you did? Okay, because I want to see what's going on.
Just now, so they should be in your inbox here in a sec.
Okay, let me look at these documents here. Hold on. By the way, I did get Hiram sitting there. You might want to tell him that. Okay, hold on. Let me look at these here. Okay, annual reverse mortgage statement. It's showing.
So she gets this notice of response deadline.
Hold on, though. Hold on. I'm not seeing it yet. I want to see all of these. I don't know. I see. Mark, are you looking at them? It's talking about the rate.
I don't have it yet.
It's talking about the rate and everything. Assignment of deed of trust. Hold on. Okay. It says for value received, Registration Systems, Inc. as beneficiary, whose P.O. Box as nominee for American Finance. Okay. Its successor agrees hereby assign and transfer to Finance a reverse. Okay, so this is not a big deal.
I missed one, Tom. I'm sending what he's talking about.
Hold on, and then all this means is they sold the loan, adjustable rate.
I think if this is one of the emails we got in, here's what I think happened. They got a reverse mortgage, and the property was worth, let's say, $300,000, whatever the number was. When they actually took it out, they did it for $500,000, which is very normal. They never do it for the amount because of the way a reverse mortgage goes. They're basically looking forward, saying that house eventually could be worth $500,000.
No, they don't. They never do that on a reverse loan, Mark. I'm sorry. On a reverse loan, they go by today's appraisal.
No, not for the money they're getting, but for the lien they put on the property.
Oh, yes, they put a lien on more than the house.
And I think that's what this is about.
I sent you the notice of response deadline.
None of that is the point, Tom.
Okay, hold on. Just let me read. I'm going to let you go ahead. What is the point, sir? What is the point? Tell me the point.
The point is you have a lender here.
Yes.
That actually they were involved back in December. I found out they did this in August. I guess they filed this, but I find out that in December she didn't fill out the
Now I'm reading. I'm reading the real notice, the one that really counts, and it's saying that they're foreclosing on her.
Exactly.
There's only
checking into it.
There's only two reasons they can foreclose on a reverse loan. One is you don't pay the taxes, or the second one is you don't pay your insurance.
This says it's because
there's more than that.
Go ahead.
Occupancy certificate unreturned.
What? Tell me, what is the other reason they can foreclose if you're not living there?
The deed of trust, it says there's, four or five different reasons.
Okay.
Death, obviously not that. Sales, not that. You have to prove it's your principal.
That's right. Yeah.
Residence.
Sure.
And then you have to certify every year that you live in the house.
Right.
Now, okay, so here's the deal. She forgot to do it in December. She does it in January. So, time goes along, and now they have this court document. So I'm sure they will argue that pursuant to the deed of trust, that they gave notice of default on their statement, and they gave the 30-day cure period. And to me, I've been.
It would be terrible if what you're saying. Hold on. If what you're saying is right, Don, and let me make this clear. I want people to be clear about reverse loans because we have two very good reverse lenders. Okay, reverse loans in and of themselves are very good tools, but
absolutely,
as Don pointed out correctly, they can be foreclosed on if you don't pay insurance, if you don't pay your taxes, if you sell your house, or if you don't live there. What he is saying, they sent a statement to certify residence, and she was a month late. And he is saying, now, even though she's late, how dare they go through it and not give her another chance? Did it go?
Here's the point.
Go ahead.
Here's the point. They send her and everybody else. I'm calling as much just to get the word out.
Go ahead.
They send out monthly mortgage statements, and I've sent you some.
Yes.
And it says this is not a bill.
Right.
And when I first looked at this, I put it as an exhibit 2 in your stuff. She sent me a PDF with the filing, and then she
just go ahead.
Bill.
Just go ahead. What about it?
Yeah. Okay. So on it, she finally says, somewhere in the past her mortgage was active, and I said, active? Does it say that on the mortgage statement somewhere? So I started looking, and sure enough, up above where it says this is not a bill is this one line that says current mortgage status, and then it says, it's in default or whatever.
And it says unreturned occupancy certificate.
Right. Well, she never looks at that.
Why?
She's like most people.
Oh, okay.
You know how many people out there that don't.
But didn't she get it? Okay. I get what you're saying. This was just little printing at the top that says you did not give us an occupancy certificate.
But did she ever get him one?
The point is, they don't send out a
warning
letter.
I know.
Warning that says notice of default.
You know what? Let's get one of our reverse lenders on to talk about this. Listen, you bring up a good point. This seems tragic. Are they saying it's too late? She sent in her
No, we can cure it, but think of the people out there that don't have somebody like me looking out for them.
Don, I agree with you totally. Hold on. No, I agree. You need more of a notice than that. But I got to know more about this certificate of occupancy.
What is the cure? The cure is just proving she's alive. I don't understand what they're saying.
This report is sponsored by
He was acting like they're going to fucking foreclose. I don't think that's the case.
I thought so too. Change in trial date. What's this?
I don't know. I just started reading it. You gotta look.
July 2022.
Fucking A.
We spent all this fucking money.
So may want to avoid it if you can, but if you can't, do expect some delay right there. Also, construction delay on Evans from I-25 to Holly.
11 months from now.
In a way, I don't know, it just puts off fucking shit. I want to get it over with, right?
I did too, but it is what it is. What are we gonna do? I mean, there's nothing we can complain all we want or not complain.
With your impact, traffic and weather, I'm Kristen.
I ain't reading shit now.
Okay, now let me see what
Try great tasting Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health. Those who tried Ensure Max Protein reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please visit Ensure.com.
If you're in trouble, you get hurt. You're
hurt. Call John Fuller. John Fuller will give you free legal advice when you're in an accident, when you have a personal injury. He does it because he wants to show his services, a preview of what he knows, and he wants you to be a client if you need a client, if you need an attorney. Now, sometimes he can tell you things that are useful, like you don't need an attorney, or maybe you can do it yourself. Whatever it is, it'll be accurate. John Fuller will take a look at your case free of charge, free legal advice when you're injured. Now, if it turns out you need a law firm, he'd be glad to step in, and it's on contingency. You only pay if he collects. Of course, there's no obligation for your free advice at 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500. You can also look up John Fuller at referralist.com.
In 2011, this is kind of bullshit. I wonder how much they're asking for it now. This poor old lady.
They're asking for money?
I would assume they are, just because an attorney got involved. Wouldn't you think?
Okay, we got to find that out.
Now, if they're not asking for anything but to prove that
A mom and her son fall to their death?
Oh, you didn't see that? They think something happened.
Somebody pushed them?
The husband was there.
Would he have pushed
their death where?
In a baseball field.
But he wouldn't have pushed a 2-year-old little baby. Come on.
Well, they're looking at it as suspicious. How do you fall? You've been to these kind of places. I mean, you got to climb up on the rail, man.
Or be standing there with your back to the rail, maybe holding your
This
kid.
is 6 stories up. I think this rail's pretty fucking... I wish they showed it, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark, I am feeling...
I picture a hotel when you walk out on the balcony and you're 6 stories up. It's going to be like that. I mean, it's going to be like a little kid ain't going to fall over it by any stretch. An adult would have to try to get over it or get his ass thrown over it.
Let's try to get Matt on, or let's try to get Joan Sullivan on.
8858. Welcome to thebudgrower.com. If you're over 20,
See, this house is worth about $500, and they did a reverse for around $300.
That's the deal.
They would have been better off doing that other deal in this circumstance. They would have had a way larger line of credit that simply would have paid the mortgage each month.
Easily into your home, designed by experts and loved by thousands of customers. Our kits include
Although, here's what I forget. Someone with no job isn't going to qualify for the loan. It ain't going to fucking matter. They couldn't get it. I mean, they couldn't get it.
That's on equity alone. You're right. Reverses are on equity alone.
On equity alone. Well, they still have to have a little ability to pay, but something. Yeah, poor Doc. That woman had Doc frustrated.
Anyway,
She is weird.
She's single too, I heard. There you go. We found you 2 leads today.
I'm joining a monastery.
The UPS broad and now this broad.
Monastery doc.
Anyway, the finance lady's at lunch. I'm gonna call her back at 12:45 and get to the bottom of this.
Protect yourself with a Prevnar 13 pneumococcal 13 valent conjugate vaccine. Diphtheria CRM 197 protein. Prevnar 13 is approved for adults to help prevent.
Are you hooked up on there now?
No, I can't tell.
Did you create a new one?
No, I haven't created it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, or just add it like I showed you right there. You have both of yours on there.
But it's not adding, it's what's going on. When I hit the plus to add, it doesn't add. You saw what it did.
Yeah, but you can change your secondary. You had them set as the same. You can't change the primary.
Not taking advantage of today's low rates. Going lower? Well, with Ideal Home Loans, you'll always get the lowest rate.
Add a frame to your profile picture. Your new picture will be shown to your friends to inspire them to get the vaccine as well.
What?
Yeah, it puts a little frame around your profile picture. It says, I got vaccinated or something bullshit like that.
See, I'm not a preacher of that. I'm not a preacher against it either.
I think people are a little crazy not to get it if they're high risk.
I don't think it does all the harm. I mean, I really, for the amount of vaccines, I think a lot of people are exaggerating. But 235. Do you know, though, Doc, vaccines have faced anti-vaxxers through history?
I would imagine
What about-
you couldn't find 10 people in the country who didn't want to get the polio vaccine.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Renew Home Innovations
For beautiful bathrooms. They can start the next day. Renew Home Innovations for showers and tubs customized, or a shub, a shower tub combination. No, he's a great guy. So call the team over at renewhomeinnovations.com for honest, dependable, and quality work in your bathroom. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. You got a comment, Jerry, on UPS. I'm going to go back to this reverse mortgage. We're getting someone on to talk about it, Don. Do not go away. Jeremy, what's your comment on UPS?
This is Jerry.
Jerry.
My comment on UPS, yes, is that I had ordered a light for the garage, a stand-up, like a work light. And we got home. The package was on the front stoop, and the light was out of the package. The packaging.
Oh my God, Jerry! Could you do me a favor? Could you please hold her? We'd call you back. I want to hear what happened with UPS, if they did anything. Hold on.
Did you know that you can find home buying, selling, and financing services all under one roof? It's true. It really is possible to work with a one-stop shop for all of your home ownership needs. You've just got to call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Hey, it's Ross, and I love American Financing because they pair you with a salary-based mortgage consultant, so you get a custom loan designed around your needs, and you have guidance every step of the way. Whether it's your first, next, or forever home, they really do have you covered. From competitive rates to down payment assistance, and let's not forget low monthly payments, it is a no-pressure experience that's focused on you. And they never charge upfront or hidden fees. So what are you waiting for? There has never been a better time to make your move. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000. Or learn more or even apply online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver.
An iHeartRadio station.
Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Will Reeve. A booster for Biden.
I know it doesn't look like it, but I am over 65. I wish I way over. And that's why I'm getting my booster shot today.
The president rolling up his sleeves and getting his COVID-19 vaccine booster shot at the White House, urging all eligible unvaccinated Americans to get the shots. In New York State, the deadline is today for tens of thousands of healthcare workers to get the COVID-19 vaccine or face losing their jobs. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi pushing back a vote on bipartisan infrastructure package to later this week. Progressive Democrats saying they won't support the bill unless it's tied to a larger, broader spending package. Pelosi says that bill's $3.5 trillion price tag will be trimmed down. Gabby Petito was laid to rest on Sunday, the memorial service exactly 1 week after Petito's body was found in Wyoming. This as the FBI took DNA samples from the Florida family home of her fiancé Brian Laundrie, who remains missing. This is ABC News. Another mysterious fire in Iran, this one killing 2 people at a research center near Tehran. The Trump administration sanctioned the facility in 2017 for its work developing ballistic missiles, making it a potential target for Israeli sabotage. Iran has not blamed Jerusalem, which is not commenting. In the UK, millions of motorists are struggling as a shortage of tanker truck drivers hits day 5.
The majority of gas stations here are now dry and closed. To those still pumping, long lines of drivers are bumper to bumper.
I need it for work. It's imperative that I do have fuel for journeys that I have to take.
I'm a carer for my mum and everything as well, so it's quite important for me to get to and from places.
If I don't get petrol, I don't get no food. That's the way I look at it.
The problem didn't just pop up. The UK is short tens of thousands of truckers due to a perfect storm of factors, including the pandemic, an aging workforce, and an exodus of foreign workers following Britain's Brexit departure from the EU. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
Will Reeve, ABC News.
Suicide is a national public health concern that affects all Americans, including veterans, their families, and their friends. September is Suicide Prevention Month, and Aaron Egan, Director of Community-Based Interventions for Suicide Prevention with the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, encourages veterans to reach out for help.
The health and well-being of our nation's veterans is VA's highest priority. We want veterans, community leaders, and veterans' loved ones to know that by reaching out for support and resources today, suicide can be prevented later.
VA reminds everyone that they don't need special training to show a veteran they care.
During Suicide Prevention Month, VA encourages everyone to reach out to veterans in their lives. Reaching out may look different for each person, but we all have a role to play in preventing suicide.
For more information, visit reach.gov/SPM. Again, that's reach.gov/SPM.
KHOW News Time, 12:03.
The sheriff's office in southwestern Colorado warns drivers about the safety of a mountain pass after a serious accident over the weekend. The San Miguel County Sheriff's Office says a 23-year-old driver and her dog were ejected from a vehicle after it rolled on a dirt road on Saturday. That road leads from the top of Red Mountain Pass into Telluride. Sheriff says the road should be driven only by experienced off-road drivers in vehicles appropriate for the conditions. A couple more warm days on the way, but then it cools down later in the week.
Highs on Monday will hit 88 degrees. It's going to be another warm day with sunshine and dry conditions. On Tuesday, we'll stay at 82 with more sunshine and dry weather. Heading into Wednesday and Thursday, a cool down moves in with rain chances and highs in the 60s.
Fox 31 meteorologist Jessica LaBelle. Sports Broncos beat the Jets 26-0 yesterday in their home opener. Colorado Rockies lost their last home game of the season to the Giants 6-2. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic from the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Ensure Max Protein.
We're looking at a smooth drive up and down I-25. No problem spots for you right now. Checking your I-70 drive. If you're west of I-25 heading out to Arvada or Golden, no worries there. East of I-25, I am seeing some slower traffic between Pena Boulevard and Havana. So just watch for some brake lights working your way through there. Some construction work on Evans from I-25 to Holly. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. A high of 88 today. That's going to be near a record. Tonight's low 54, and then for tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 82. Currently, it is 82. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Try great tasting Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health. Those who tried Ensure Max Protein reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please visit Ensure.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Dispatch Health is an equal opportunity employer.
Attention all D.C. area nurse practitioners, physician associates, and medical technicians. Dispatch Health is hiring right now. We are looking for great people who care about patients. We are on a mission to provide better health care by keeping people in their homes. Being a part of Dispatch Health offers competitive salaries and benefits and the opportunity to work in the new frontier of providing a high level of care outside of hospital settings right in patient homes. Want to take your career to the next level? Text HEART to 323232 right now. Grow your career with a rapidly
An hour and a half to get back to the same place.
Dedicated to making a difference, we need you. Just text HEART to 323232. We are hiring right now in DC. Text the word HEART to 323232. Text HEART to 323232.
All right, back in about 15 seconds. With Michael Brown. Well, this is good news, pun intended. Another immigrant caravan is heading north 50 at the border within the next month. Upwards of 20,000 people. Let's talk about it on Tuesday.
I love it. They're all traveling. There's probably a bunch of Republicans down there rounding them up. And walk this way.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by SaferNet. SaferNet can protect you if you have a home network, if you have a network at work, if you have a computer, a laptop, a tablet, whatever you have. Just for a couple bucks for each device a month, you can totally be protected from ransomware and malware. It's an app that runs in the background. That's all you have to do is download it and sign up. Just a couple bucks a month for each device. SaferNet.com. In fact, you get 44 days free if you put Tom in the promo code. So you have nothing to lose for 44 days. You can control everything about your network, who browses, how long they browse, what your kids watch, where they watch. You can geofence it. SaferNet.com. SaferNet.com. Okay, now, Jerry had an experience with UPS. Then I'm going to go to this reverse loan question. I have an expert on for that. Jerry, you said that you had a package, and when you came home, it was on the porch out of the box. And it was the box obviously damaged from shipping?
It was not. It looked like it was exactly how it should have been, but when we picked it up, we said, boy, this thing is really light. We opened it up. It had been retaped up. Opened it up. The packing to secure the light was inside the box, and the light was not there.
Oh, so you did not get what you paid. I mean, it was totally empty.
Yeah, it was totally empty except for the packing material.
Do you feel that someone at UPS stole it?
Yes.
You know,
and it was a box from either Costco or the other one. I can't think of the name of it. What is it?
Sam's Club?
Sam's Club. I can't remember which one it was. And it has the picture of what was contained in the box on the outside of the box. And, you know.
Did UPS do anything? How do you know it wasn't someone?
You know what?
Someone like a porch pirate.
I don't think so. We live in the country, and I mean, if it was a porch pirate and they're coming with a tape gun, I just find that was just odd for them to, you know, stand on the porch, take the box apart.
Right. I know what you mean. I get it.
You know?
So, Jerry.
We never did actually report it to UPS. We simply called the club that we bought it from, and they, no questions asked, just sent us another one.
Do you think it happened at the shipper or UPS?
Yes. I don't know which one.
Oh, okay. Jerry, thank you for the experience. Again, we get so many complaints about UPS, but here's an interesting statistic in 40 years of doing radio. Now listen to this. More than 40 years in Denver. Here it is. Not once, and I mean not one time, have they ever satisfied a consumer. Not one time. Now let's go to this reverse loan thing. Don's calling for his sister-in-law, and I'm bringing up an expert. He is in no way related to this problem other than he does reverse loans with Silverleaf Mortgage. His name is Matt. I'm going to bring him up. Matt, I just have a question about reverse loans that happened to Don's sister-in-law, and it seems really sneaky. His sister-in-law is getting foreclosed on. Now, Don's got to go through a lot of lengths to get this thing reversed or cured. Don, are you going to have to pay is she going to have to pay attorney's fees?
Well, let me say first, it's not quite to the foreclosure state, but they have filed a motion in district court, and the way I understand it, that's the next step. So, yeah, I may have to. I'm hoping, I called you because I wanted to let other people know about the low
Yeah.
So the aggressive
Here's what I want to know, Matt. Since Matt does reverse loans, and he does a really good job, I want to ask him a question about this. Matt, the thing that Don's upset about is every year you have to submit some kind of an occupancy verification that you live in the house. And if you don't, his sister missed it. And the only notice she got was a tiny little thing at the top of one of her statements that said loan status, and it said in default, no occupancy statement or verification. And I want to know, and he thought that was odd. The next thing she got was a district court action. So what I'd like to ask, Matt, what are these occupancy verifications? Do they happen with every loan?
Well, hi, Tom. Yes, they do. They happen with every loan. They generally come at the beginning of the year, but it should not just be something in passing that they get. It should be from a third party asking if they're still living in the home. That'll come every year to all reverse mortgage borrowers.
Okay.
And they do need to fill that out and send it back. Now, if they miss it by chance, there will be numerous attempts to contact that client because they only want to know if the client's in the home or not. And so they could miss that initial letter, but there will be many letters. There will be phone calls. So it probably just doesn't happen with, one small notice.
That could be. We don't know for sure, Matt, and I appreciate that. She gets an annual reverse mortgage statement, and on the annual statement where it said current loan statement, it just says default unreturned occupancy certificate, and it's not on any of her other statements. And I just thought it was odd. But you're saying that they take it pretty seriously and they're not quick to foreclose?
They're not. And we've actually had a couple of these over the past 7 or 8 years where a client has forgotten to respond and really hasn't responded in the subsequent communications. As soon as we hear that, the solution is a 10-minute solution. They simply have to call their customer service from their lender. It's on their statement each month. Tell them they are living in the property. The lenders do not want to foreclose. They do not want the home. They just need communication. So if they make that call to the lender, and I'm even happy to help them do that if they need help, that will satisfy the issue in very short term, not days, but really minutes.
See, it did sound weird to me. I mean, is it possible, Don, that she ignored other notices?
Absolutely. I mean, it was on every statement, but people don't read these statements. They go down to this is not a bill. They read that their mortgage is functioning correctly, and they don't look at the top. That's what happens, and that's the deal. And so these guys use a real low bar for creating a default that is simply wrong.
Okay, well, what would you have done?
Yeah, I mean,
if you were the lender and you don't know if they're dead or not.
I mean, by the way, I just want to make it clear that Silverleaf Mortgage is not the lender here, but you're saying, are you thinking, and this is what I want to know, Don, are you suspecting they did that on purpose because they want the home?
Well, that's the way it appears. I mean, the way they give their notice. I mean, you know how deed of trust works. There's a default provision, and they've used an aggressive tactic and a very low bar in interpreting.
I don't know if it's a low bar. It's been on every statement.
It's been on 10 statements.
It was a year overdue, though. It was a year overdue, right?
No. She did it in January. She sent the stuff back.
Yeah. When was it supposed to be sent? In October?
No, I think it was in January or December 2020, and I think she sent it in January 2021.
Oh, and then in January she sent it, and then when did she start getting these notices then?
In 1st of September.
Well, no, there's one right here, January 6th, 2021. The very first statement of this year, she got notice that she was in default, so that must have been before she returned it.
Okay. Well, look, you're right. It's on that statement. I'm telling you, people don't read this stuff. You and I read it. I can tell you there's a lot of people that don't.
So Matt, other than the mortgage statement, would there be another thing sent to her under normal circumstances?
Yes, and Tom, we've actually helped a number of clients that were ours and that were not ours that heard about us and called for help. When we talk to the lender in customer service, they say, we've sent 10 letters. We've made 10 phone calls and left messages. We've even sent inspectors to the door. No return calls, no returned letters, and they didn't answer the door. But that does happen. Seniors, can be scared these days to.
Okay, let me tell you about my phone call.
Yeah.
My first phone call is to the law firm, and they tell me, okay, well, you need to call this lender, C-Link Mortgage. Okay, so I call them. You get on there,
and they're a third party that's hired by a lot of the lenders to do that exact verification.
Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, their phone number and email is exactly the same as Finance of America reverse. It's all the same people.
Okay, so
it doesn't make any difference.
But hold on. Don, listen. I'm sorry, but listen. I think we warn people that they need a certificate. They need to do that. I can't make it sound like there's some big scam for them trying to steal your house. I just, honest to God, I don't see it. I'm looking at these statements, and the excuse that they don't read the statements. Matt, when you close a loan, and again, you're not the one involved in this particular call, but when you close a loan, do you guys remind homeowners that they have to yearly fill out a certificate that they live there?
Yeah, Tom, we do, because we've learned that over the years. And, a lot of lenders don't. They say, keep up with your taxes, your insurance, and your maintenance, and you're fine. The reality is that correspondence back to the lender on occupancy is a very big part each year of just verifying that the senior is still in their home, or maybe they've passed on or they've moved. So we do counsel that. It's very important.
Okay, thank you. That's Silverleaf Mortgage, by the way, silverleafmortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. We trust them, and I'm sorry this happened to you, Don, with another lender. I don't think, though, even though it's another lender that I don't know, I don't think it was personally done, but I think it's good to remind seniors if they have a reverse loan, that they have to do that yearly occupancy verification.
Thank him, we're done. New job, new home. Changes. I told her to thank him, we're done. So you can leave. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years. Mark, do you think it was sneaky or underhanded? No. Okay. Neither did I.
Especially if you just call up and do what they want and it's over.
East Prentice Avenue, Suite 75, Greenwood Village, Colorado, 80111.
Hey, let's talk about BlakeHarrisLaw.com. That could be a very important call you make at 833-ASK-BLAKE, because he'll answer your questions free of charge when it comes to estate planning. Do I need a will? Maybe not. Yes, of course. Or do I need a trust, or both? What about a beneficiary's deed? A payable on death certificate? What are they? He has so many questions. He even has a TikTok channel, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. And you can call him directly at 833-ASK-BLAKE. It's very important to have an estate plan at any age. If you haven't started one, call him. Just ask. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Right now, there are so many people who are taking advantage of low rates, but some that are not. And I'm going to tell you something. Rates will start going up. There's no doubt about it. You don't have to worry. You don't have to time it up or down. If you go to Ideal Home Loans and rates go down, you have a guaranteed refinance free of charge. All you have to do is give them a call at Ideal Home Loans and get the wheels rolling. 303-867-7000. Whether you want to take cash out, pay off some high-interest debt, you can get a lower loan and you can pick your term. It doesn't have to be 30. It doesn't have to be 15. It can be whatever term you want. 303-867-7000. The website is idealhomeloans.com. Don't forget pre-approvals are like cash deals too, because you're already approved, the money's set aside, you're done. All you have to do is find the house, so it is like a cash deal. Idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000. I think that the guy was pissed that they just DJ didn't like what I...
Did you know C3PO had a silver leg?
Yeah. Yeah.
82% of people keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively
At one point had a red arm.
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to know is that ZipRecruiter works.
I didn't know this. Darth Vader never said, Luke, I'm your father.
Exactly.
Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Again.
Hello, Clarice.
ZipRecruiter.com/Clarice. Yes, radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. I'm Tom from K-Star.
Okay, I think I'm up on everything now, and I think I'm up on my account with the Facebook shit.
The moment you put them on,
we're on the
you use 5 key amendments to choose ever.
See how this falls out tomorrow.
And they're made right here in the USA. Kane set the bar for how socks should fit and feel. They're the most comfortable socks you'll ever wear. You wouldn't wear your shoes in a size 9 to 12 or one size fits all, but that's how you wear your socks. No more. At Kane, we make socks in your individual size. At Kane, there's a sock for everyone, from our year-round fine-gauge merino wool to our super soft and anything in between. Once you try a pair of Kane 11s, you'll never go back to wearing socks in multi-size ranges again. So go to Kane 11.
Hey, so did Tom get to go to the concert with you?
Yeah, we had a great time.
Which one did you go to?
He went to Pepsi Center with us.
How was that too big an arena for them?
No. In fact, it might have been the best show, honestly, because they had a second stage, and it was really good, man.
My buddy went to see Van Morrison over the weekend. He said it was great.
Where was he at?
I think Fiddler's.
You can even schedule your own appointment at onelineservices.com. Service at home. Service. That's $79 for a whole system check. Book now. Onlineservices.com.
Just hearing the word cancer can be frightening. At Kaiser,
12.5 tax credit for buying an electric vehicle.
We keep track of your cancer screenings and remind you.
So, Tom, did you like the concert? Yeah. Did you go with Steph or just with these two clowns?
Just with the little kids. My
oh,
kids.
Just the kids?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Just me and them. Steph was out of town. She wouldn't have enjoyed it.
Today, learn more at kp.org.
She likes concerts. She would have.
This is Clay Travis. Here's
But
what's
man,
trending
it
on
was
the
fun.
iHeart
Yeah.
Sports Network.
Presented by Ensure Max Protein.
Denver loves its football. According to the Sports Business Journal, Empower Field hosted almost 76,000 fans for Sunday's Broncos-Jets match.
Doretha.
Attend the game in the league. The Rockies begin their final home series of the season tonight against the Nationals with their
That's Dorothea.
And Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving was absent from the team.
That's the
12,000 immigrants were sent to me. Were sent.
Oh, that's not even close.
Try great tasting.
Whatever they say, add
with
10.
30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to
What's
support
that?
immune health. Those who try
Supposed to
Ensure Max
add
Protein
10.
reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please
So he's
visit
saying if there's
Ensure.com.
12 posted, it's 22 for real.
630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Denver's talk station is available everywhere. Just download our free iHeartRadio app. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Deborah, oh, what's going on? I remember your problem was with, it was terrible. It was with a terrible company, Empire Flooring. They suck, in my opinion, and I don't know. I just don't know what the heck to do about it. But the bottom line was that they sold you waterproof stuff, and it wasn't waterproof, and you wanted them to at least give you back the planks that they took from you. For some reason, they wouldn't even talk to you, and the whole thing was just terrible. What's going on now with Empire Flooring?
For a bill. Hang on.
Well, we finally cut a deal.
Troubleshooter.
And they wanted to charge me $600 to repair it. They finally settled on $300, and they did come out and repair the floor for me.
That's pretty good. Wait a minute. They repaired the floor.
Troubleshooter Sean, what's your first name?
Pay $300?
You did a sentence
Okay,
for less.
they didn't
What
give
would you like to talk to Tom about on the show today, man?
And again, what was the reason that you needed repair?
Well, because water had leaked onto the floor, and it warped the subfloor a little bit, so the planks came up, and they warped.
But that was kind of fair, though, you know, because you had a bid that was going to be more than that. So what did you pay partial then?
All right, let's talk about it. Hang tight, listen to the phone.
They originally tried to charge me.
Okay, so that's better than nothing, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I do too, and I appreciate your help.
But listen, Deborah, but would you ever use Empire again?
Oh, absolutely never.
No.
Never.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Call simplyfloorsinc.com. They're great people. Now, let's talk to Steve, who has a comment on that reverse loan call. One guy was upset because his sister-in-law's home, they were threatening to foreclose. And we always say you can't get foreclosed on except for very few reasons, like taxes, insurance, and also an occupancy permit, which, of course, she had not sent in. What's going on, Steve?
I think, Tom, thanks for taking the call. While listening to that call about the reverse mortgage, it just dawned on me is that there could be a great business model for some kind of service or company to assist baby boomers as they, move into their older age in keeping up with stuff like this. I mean, how many of us reject emails just out of hand, delete them, phone call screening, putting numbers on block, seeing an envelope that comes in the mail that could look nondescript but actually is very important. And, we have a whole generation now moving in. I'm on the tail end of the baby boomers. I'm 62, but I forget when it began. But you have some of these baby boomers in their 70s, and all you got to do is look at the White House and see what's going on with him. I mean, there's going to be more and more of that flooding the system, and there's going to be people out there that need help because maybe they don't have, maybe their children aren't around. They don't have any friends to monitor this kind of stuff.
You're so right. There are so many things that I look around and think, how do people get through a day? Honest to God, Steve, it's really weird, but it's okay. For example, making a doctor's appointment nowadays. Have you seen what you have to do online? What do people do that don't have computers?
Exactly.
And even if you do have a computer, it's pretty hard to navigate. I have seen some of these sites that are unbelievable what you have to fill out. And not yet has the medical industry come up with a uniform one that everyone can use.
But that was on every letter they sent her every month, not an email.
Every statement.
That was in her mailbox each month.
Right.
And it said it right on there.
On the top, loan status.
How do you fix that?
Yeah, I mean, Steve, what are you suggesting? What are you suggesting?
What I think, like Mark is bringing up, there needs to be somebody that looks over the shoulder, and then how do you vet these people? That's a whole other thing. How are you going to find somebody you trust? But if she had somebody looking over her shoulder saying, you know what, this is a fairly important piece of mail, maybe this whole thing could have been prevented.
Really, what he's talking about is Barb Shue does it. She literally does what he's talking about.
Yeah, she does. She helps the elderly or people.
And if they have benefits, for example, they're not receiving, maybe death benefits from Social Security or other things they don't know about, she gets them for them.
You know,
there's going to be a whole host of businesses come down the road that
you're right,
are
Steve.
going to expand.
I got to show Tom what mail's important.
No, you know what? There is really a need to help seniors. Honest to God, I believe that. And I think a lot of them feel ashamed to ask, and a lot of families don't keep in closer touch with their older relatives. So I don't know what the answer is, Steve, but you're right. Some kind of service like that would be wonderful.
Hey, she found the video. Let's look. How come I can't get it?
Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplan.
That's fucked up.
630 KHOW.
Here it is.
Now, impact traffic. From the DuckDuckGo.
Go look at it, dude.
This report is sponsored by InsureMax.
Talib, or Tom.
At this check, no reported problem spots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
The video of the kid being beaten.
Yeah.
I want to know, is he coming in?
Well, it doesn't look, I can't tell how old he is.
There's construction in that area as well. Construction delays on Evans eastbound between
Wonder how old he
25
is.
and Holly. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Record keep today with a high expected to be 88. The record is 92, set in 1953. Tonight's low 54.
I thought this shit just happened. This is 5 months old.
Yeah, I know, but they just got the video. That's why nobody believes.
But why is there? What is that?
InsureMax protein with 30 grams of protein.
Look at the chokehold they have on this motherfucker.
No, I'm just curious why there's a fucking camera there. Watch. The fuck's that? It looked like a boom camera.
It is a boom.
Why is there a boom
Hold on,
camera at a
guys.
traffic stop?
Colorado Pain Care. You know
They actually cured me of my lower SI joint back pain with some a lightly invasive procedure and some physical therapy. And you're not going to believe this. I pulled something again. Honest to God, this is the truth. I called Doc this morning, Dr. Mogum, ColoradoPainCare.com. I called them and said, I need to get in again. You know, I'm not suggesting that you put them on speed dial, but if you need help with pain, these guys, they should be there. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine. No, I'm serious. That's all they deal with. And I know they can help with this one muscle thing. I know they can, and that's why I made that appointment. ColoradoPainCare.com, 303-GOT-PAIN. Any pain they deal with, all major insurance they deal with. 303-GOT-PAIN.
In 2011.
I think that's a weapon, Talib.
The kid didn't have a weapon.
We're talking about this thing that looks like a boom camera. You think it's a gun?
I think it's a taser, maybe. It sure looks like it from there. This is ridiculous. I don't know what that thing is. It's driving me crazy. And where did this thing go wrong?
Okay, I found that police video for you and emailed it to you. Did you?
Can you call Alberta's?
I was just going to ask you, want me to call him?
Do we have a?
I have his number. I texted
Tell him
him.
he may have to hold a little while. I got
That's
to
a
take
taser.
comments. Yeah.
And they're holding
Now
it.
that we got the video,
All right.
let's get the video up.
I didn't know they even had that.
Talib, are you all settled on the Facebook?
I believe
Where's the
I'm
video
up
of, Tom?
on the Facebook.
Good. You're all like, you can go back and forth.
What's the video of?
It's
Black
very
kid
wrong.
being.
That little drop down arrow.
Okay, here's the head.
There. I mean, I wonder, are you there yet?
Where? In here?
Yeah, yet?
Did you actually watch
I
it
think
or you
it'll
didn't
pop
watch
up.
it?
Give it a
I'm
few.
actually here.
Okay, you
I
are.
watched it like
I'm
before it was in
I'm just making it more complicated.
there. Yeah.
Well, right now.
Yeah. All right.
Right now, it looks like I was there. I know I'm
I
up
just
on
There you
don't
go.
understand
Yeah, good.
What part don't you understand?
I saw that
It
you
looks
got
like
the video
there's a fucking
posted.
camera on a stick. Why does someone get pulled over with a camera on a stick? That's what I don't understand. It's almost like the show Cops was shooting.
Come on, folks, get her done. Once and for all.
Did you not see that when you watched it?
I gotta look now, bro. I'm looking right now, and I don't know what you.
That's the damnedest thing I've ever
Traffic
seen.
stop conducted by Aurora Police Department officer May 15, 2021. That's what we're looking at.
Yep.
He got his stuff out, watch. And then he asked the question, what are my rights? And they pulled him out like a motherfucker. And you know what? They would not, I hate to tell you that they wouldn't have done that to Brad. Honest to God, they would not have done that from Brad from Cherry Hills. They wouldn't have done it. They would not have fucking done it. You know? I mean, I wish I could say that's not true, but fucking we all know it's true.
every step of the way.
Go to Frank's website.
Anybody that says it's not true or ask the question, what did the kid do?
I know. He asked something. He asked, what are my rights? All that. You lousy bastard. How dare you ask that?
How dare you?
What did he have?
What is this thing over? Who's holding
No,
on
see,
the
he
top
definitely.
left?
And that's what we're talking about. What is that?
It's like a fucking camera there.
We don't know if it's a camera or a taser, but whatever it is.
That is something really fucking weird.
It's on a boomstick.
Wait a minute. Why would they? I thought this was a body cam. What's that left hand?
No, that may be a body cam that we're looking at, but that other thing.
Oh, no, it is.
not.
Hold on. There, I froze it. What the fuck is that? It looks like. No, that's not a camera. Hold on. This is, wait. Oh, that's in the. No, that's somebody in the car shooting, and that's look it quickly. That's the top of the car. If you let it go to about 158. You can see it's in the car, that thing. So this is through the windshield of the car.
It's not in the car.
Huh?
It's not in the car. That is.
Oh no, that's his hand. That's his hand doing this. That's his hand
Whose
doing
hand?
this. His hand is doing this.
Who's it?
This is an arm and a hand with fingers around. Look,
Is that a gun
go
in his-
exactly to 208.
Oh, he's right. That's a hand and a taser.
That's a taser. He's holding a taser like this.
This looks like a stick, but it's
but
just
it's
the
actually
light on
foam.
the bottom.
He's holding it like this. Look.
Yeah,
I
we
got it.
Across the camera, across his body.
I was like, how the fuck is there a boomstick there?
Start the LifeBack program now and treat yourself to a life.
He has a taser pointed at the motherfucker. Look at him.
Money and stronger relationships while still enjoying moderate drinking. Visit lifebac.com or card coming back on in about 15.
This video.
58 today to learn more. That's lifebac.com.
What brought it to light today? Was the video just released or something?
I think. Let's find out.
Live more with LifeBack. Denver's talk station, 630 KHAL.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget Compass Insurance Group, home of the insurance checkup. You can save thousands by just calling them, telling them what you have. If they can't find better coverage for less money, they'll tell you, and then you know you have a great deal. No obligation. 303-996-9000, 996-9000. Let's go to Zach. You got a comment on reverse loans, or you have a reverse mortgage question? Go ahead, Zach. What is it?
No question, Tom. I just had a suggestion for how to prevent that gentleman's issue.
Yeah.
That would be for maybe you to reach out to your state, contacts and see about getting a law passed that requires these reverse lenders to send a signature certified mail to the residents before taking any legal action.
That would be a good one. That would be. Yeah, it was noticed, but it was on the top of the mortgage statement, and it said, in default, and it wasn't in big letters. I can see where someone gets the statement and doesn't read that, but who knows, Zach? I think certified or registered mail maybe would help, or require personal service in default. How about that? Just personal service when you're in default. That would be good. A notice of default, personal service. That would be good.
Well, eventually they will.
Yeah, I know, but would you have a time? But I'm wondering, do you have time to cure it without attorney's fees at that point? Bill, what is your comment on what I like? Is this your is this your name, Fed Ups?
That's it. That's what you get when you cross FedEx.
I hate them. UPS.
UPS.
I can't stand that company. Truly, I mean that. I have never seen a more poorly run company, especially a delivery company, than UPS. They arbitrarily change labels. They open packages. They destroy things. They suck royally. And UPS has to stand for something that has sucks in the word. So anyway, universally, permanently sucks. Anyway, go ahead, Bill. What's going on?
So not to defend them or anything like that, but the problem that lady has, and the other lady that didn't have the lamp in her box, whatever, I can tell you from experience, there's a belt that goes down. There's 50 to 100 people sorting packages. If people don't pack their stuff correctly, especially when they have fluids and stuff in there, then what happens is it gets busted inside and it leaks all over the box. The box breaks open. Things roll down the belt. people are trying to figure out what box it goes into, and everything gets destroyed. Well, she thinks she lost her $50. More than likely, that got thrown away along with the jars or whatever that it was attached to. Probably all got thrown in the garbage, or whatever. Maybe just that envelope alone just got thrown in the garbage because it was saturated with whatever. But people don't pack their stuff right, so it opens up all the time. So that's why drivers, they have tape guns with them because they have to tape stuff up. And sometimes we don't know if something rolled out of the package, and we have to we tape it up, hoping that everything's back in the box.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we're not cheating anybody. Put it this way: if we cheated everybody every day, you think if I went in and out of boxes every day, and then somebody called in and complained every time somebody called in and complained,
obviously you'd get caught if you stole something every day for sure.
Yeah. So that just doesn't. So that whole theory doesn't fly really. You know what I mean? It's like things happen. Those things get out of the boxes on accident, and then we don't know which box it goes into. Sometimes it gets thrown in a different box. Guys think, well, maybe it went in this box, and hopefully it's good. You know, we think, well, they have to deal with the shipper. Then they'll have to say the shipper, this lamp wasn't in here, and the shipper has to make it right. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
okay.
I'm
well,
not defending anything.
No, I know what you're saying. You're looking at the other side of the story. I get it, bro. I really get it. Dorothea, what's going on with your car insurance?
Hey, I might be overthinking this, so I need some clarification. I am buying my neighbor's car, and we're going to insure it.
Okay.
It's a 2004 Subaru Forester. It has 45,000 miles on it. Typically, I would say we're just going to go liability because it's such an old car. But now, with the way things are going with trying to find used cars, the expense, I mean, it's pretty outrageous what people are asking for their used cars. I don't know if I need to be rethinking this and putting full coverage, or am I just...
Well, here's the problem with it. Listen to this. Because it has unusually low mileage, right?
Right.
It's still going to be considered by the insurance company a 2004. And even if you put full coverage on it, you're not going to get the value of that car that you think it is.
Okay.
So, am I saying it's not worth it? No. But you have to do something called, I believe it's a declared value or an agreed upon value. I can look it up. There's a difference. But Compass Insurance can tell you all about it. There is an absolute difference in declared versus actual value. And let me just put it down and see if I can find it. It's called declared value, I believe. Let me find it. No, let's see where it is. There is one, or it's an agreed upon value, and it's really important that you know it. So, in other words, you have to know with your insurance company that you agree to a certain amount, okay? And that agreed upon value, okay, here it is. Here's what it is. Stated value simply states a value when no real source is available to find the value, like an antique or something. It's for the purposes of establishing a premium. At the time of loss, however, the adjuster will find and pay actual cash value. You will not necessarily get stated value, okay? It is better to have, listen to this one, it is better to have an agreed upon value. That's where the insurance will establish an absolute value because the vehicle is enhanced or different, and then you get that increased value. So if you could get an insurance company to give you an agreed value, that's better. Okay, so in other words, what would that car really be worth? Are you paying more than the market for that car right now? What are you paying for it?
$10,000.
And what are they worth usually, 2004s? About $10,000?
I believe so. She's already had calls from other friends.
No, what I'm asking you is, are you getting a great deal is what I'm asking you.
I think so. At this time of this date time, the way things are, I believe so.
It's an 04 though, right? So it's
18 years old.
And you're paying $10,000. But there's only how many miles?
44,000.
Did you verify? I mean, you're sure that didn't go over 100, right?
Absolutely. These folks, they've been our neighbors for 30 years.
Okay, listen.
They're in their 70s.
Does it look brand new to you?
Absolutely.
I would never insure that for just liability. You will never be able to replace that for the money. I would go and get an agreed value, and you can do that through Compass Insurance Group.
Okay.
You tell them you have an unusual car, and you want to do an agreed value so you can get more because of the low mileage. If anyone can do it, they can do it. If they can't do it, it can't be done. I'm serious.
It can't be done. Okay.
That's 303-996-9000. I promise you that they can do, I mean, they might be able to do it. They do agreed values all the time. I have an agreed value on my G-Wagon, and I had to because of how much it's gone up. So you have to do that. I know. I've never had a vehicle in my life that appreciated except that one. Unbelievable. 303-713-TALK. Now, Ivan, you want to talk about title lock, and then we have to come back to something you won't believe, a police brutality accusation you may have seen on the news. We're going to talk about it. Ivan, what's going on with you?
Tom, my wife and I own property in Clark County, Nevada, and just kind of out of the blue, I got a fancy deal from the Clark County Clerk and Recorder. You know, that's where Las Vegas is included. That's the biggest part of Nevada. At any rate, it says, sign up now for the Clark County Recording Notification Service, RNS. The new Clark County RNS allows individuals to receive an email alert when a document is recorded against a specific property, name, or parcel number. Enrolling takes 4 easy steps and requires simple information. So I signed up for that, and in theory, if anything is filed, including like myself, if I want to.
Now, hold on. Who is offering this? Who is offering this service?
The Clark County Clerk.
Really? Because it sounds a lot like title lock to me.
Right, but this is free. It's right from the horse's mouth. And
well, sure. I love the idea that they will contact you. A free monitoring of what do they call it?
Absolutely. Recording Notification Service. They say we have to record anything that comes in by law.
That's right.
Notify. And I'm calling you. I want to get it started in Colorado, specifically Arapahoe County, but it should be the whole state.
It should be the whole state. You know what? That's a good idea. I imagine somebody is managing that for the county or for the state. But you know what? That recording notification service isn't a bad idea. Of course, people will say then, Tom, what do you have against title lock? And I don't like title lock the way they advertise it, the way they try to scare you into it by saying someone's going to steal your house. And they won't. They'll muddy up the title temporarily until you get it straightened out. But it would be nice to know when someone is trying to record something against your house. You're right. I'm going to look into it.
Traffic. From the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center. This report is sponsored by American Financing.
Hey, what is that website? DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo.
Duck.
It's DuckDuckGo.
Okay.
.com, and it's a search engine.
Yeah,
not Duck.
No, but it's hard to understand on the radio.
DuckDuckGo.
I'm just saying they need to be clearer. And as Mark says, enunciate so you know what site it is.
No, they need better diction.
Better diction, right.
Thank you.
He uses that word.
Even though it's the first definition of it, yes, he does use that word. See, what sucks is you guys always use the secondary definition of the word.
It only takes 10 minutes to get started when you choose American Financing.
Most people do.
303-695-7777.
Well, okay, I'm not most.
AmericanFinancing.net.
No, you're just Mark.
I prefer to use the correct.
ZeroResDenver.com is the website
where you'll find out about the patented water they use and the special scrubbing techniques to get your carpets clean without residue and clean like new. It's the system I use in my home. Safe and effective, less water, leaving zero sticky, dirt-attracting residue. It's a great service. Carpets dry faster and stay clean longer. Zero Res, I trust in my home. Safe and effective. Now, right now, 3 rooms, $109. If you give him a call, 303-471-5150, ZeroResDenver.com. That's ZeroResDenver.com.
BullseyeEventGroup.com's VIP tailgate presented by Isle Lady
Chrome, which I just did.
Yeah. By the way, Talib, I call Mark a Google scholar.
Thank you.
Whatever is being discussed, he'll Google, and then he'll look it up, and then he'll be an expert.
That's true.
A Google expert, huh?
But a lot of times I'm
that's
looking
his
up.
education.
His
education is scholar. He knows nothing until he looks it up. Then once he looks it up, he never forgets, and then he starts using it and looks for reasons to use it.
This from a guy that doesn't even understand diction entirely. He would get diction messed up with reflection.
Real.
Yes.
I don't see how that works.
What do you mean?
Diction confused with reflection.
Exactly.
TeamDaveLogan.com/pro. Again, that's TeamDaveLogan.com/pro. Welcome to the Bud Grower.
Okay, now tomorrow is when we'll know if it should get right what it's supposed to do. Because I think it's all up now. I think it's all up the way it's supposed to be. So tomorrow we'll know.
Experts alike with everything you need for
Yeah, I could get a maximum of 10 out of the fucking thing.
directions and video kit set to make growing at home fun and easy while saving.
I think it's like a 3,000-foot run, and it's punched down in 12 places.
Designed by experts and loved by thousands of customers. Our kits include the highest.
Well, I can bring a different one of those tomorrow.
Natural soils, all at around 65%.
You mean this? I think this is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I think this,
First harvest in as little as 90 days.
not right here somewhere. I'd be curious where your machine says while it's trying to get your tester.
About the line.
Yeah.
It's in the car.
Yeah.
It's been tough talking to my doctor about constipation, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. I finally laid all my symptoms out there and how they keep coming back. She said I may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. We agreed it's time to try something different.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18.
This kid won't, he won't, well, okay, so when the video all starts getting aggressive, he decides he's going to roll his window up and wants to take off. So, I don't know how you deal with that. You just let him go? I mean, is that the answer, or what? What's the answer? The cop's like, holy shit. Literally, he's rolling his window up.
Is he taking off?
Yeah, the cop's even saying, get a car in front of him.
Why? I mean, first of all, there's no. Why'd they stop him? And the license and registration.
They stopped him.
They knew who he was.
They stopped him. They stopped him because they had someone else pulled over and emergency lights on, and he wasn't slowing down and was zooming by the cops.
They will refinance you free of all lender fees. Then they have the pre-approval. That means that you get pre-approved for your loan.
Was he actually taking off? I mean, I didn't see.
Just all you got to do is watch the video.
The car didn't.
No, the car did not start moving.
Not one bit.
No, because they opened the car pretty quick.
He didn't lock the door. Why didn't he lock the door?
I don't know if he locked the door.
He was sitting there with. Well, how did they open the door if he didn't unlock it? If it wasn't unlocked,
I assume it was unlocked.
He was talking to them.
I guess my point is, I think if I did what he did, I'd be pulled out too, is all I'm saying.
And treated like that.
I don't know if I would have been treated like that from that.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Albertus Simmons is on the phone. He had called me. Albertus, are you there, sir? All right, I can't do that. I'll wait for his attention. Bob, what's going on with you, Bob? What's happening?
Hi, I called last week about Republic Services, the trash collection.
God, they're impossible to deal with. According to Deputy Smarty Pants, they're impossible. Have they gotten in touch with you? They said we deal with our customers directly. Did they get in touch with you?
No, they didn't call, so I called them and got put on hold for a supervisor for 20 minutes, and then they said, well, there's none available. We'll have one call back.
Is this where you canceled and they want to charge you to pick up the bin?
Right, and I'm charging them $10 a day for storage, and I'm charging them $200 to remove the trash that they didn't. And I guess my only alternative is small claims.
Well, first of all, what are they trying to do right now?
Absolutely nothing. The can has been there, their container's been there for 106 days now.
Now, have you given them notice of storage?
Yes, I did, on their website and on the phone 20 times.
You wrote, so you told them you would be charging them $10 a day?
Yes, I did on their website.
I would love to take them to small claims court for that to see what happens.
Yep.
So, well, hold on. How much did they want to charge you for picking it up?
$41.74, whatever.
Was that in your original agreement?
I never signed anything with them, so it must be. That's what they're saying. But
and then they didn't. When did they say they would come and get it?
June 11th. And they didn't, and they're charging me for the pickup. And now they're...
Wait a minute. They actually charged you the pickup fee without coming to pick it up?
Yes.
Man, they're ballsy. They're terrible.
I don't know where they're located, but they have no system for customer service.
I mean,
well, they have a system, but it's a one-way system.
Smarty Marty handled this. Hey, Deputy Smarty Pants, what happened with this? Did you call them?
Yeah, I called. Well, first I looked to find if there's a general manager or a CEO, and there isn't anybody that I could reach. So I called the customer service line, and they won't talk to me because I'm media. But they said they would call him back, which they never did.
They suck.
That's all I can say right now. I mean, I don't know what to do from here, but we can give you logistical information for small claims court. Yeah, I would assume that I would charge him storage. I'd love to follow you through that case.
I don't know if this is truly.
Albertus is on.
I just don't see where he did anything wrong just to be beaten like that.
It's not something you would never do.
Here, turn that down.
Will fight for you.
Let me just see if this will. I don't know why I can't get sound out of this one. I get sound out of the headphones perfectly. Oh, I bet I don't have speakers in this laptop. I never thought of that.
Oh, you must have speakers in the laptop.
Why?
I've never heard of a laptop.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
You probably have them turned off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir.
I never heard that either.
Hands on your face or something. Do you know what that means? Hold on.
Put your hands on your face, literally.
So he is.
That's what he's doing.
So no, he wasn't. He kept like looking for something down.
He was all over. But this is a part I don't get. His girlfriend keeps telling him, just listen to him.
No compliance. No, he's talking. He's going like this.
They're about to piss me off. And then he starts saying, fuck him. The girlfriend saying, just relax, calm down. And here's where it gets weird. He starts rolling the window up.
Who's talking?
Watch the window. He just rolls the window up. Now he's all over the place with the window rolled up in the car.
I see a kid who's confused. Honest to God,
I'm with you, Tom.
I don't see a fucking.
Now, once he's on the ground, he's going to sue him.
See, he doesn't. I don't think he understands the treatment because they don't have to fucking be that way, Mark. Don't you see that? They don't have to be that way. Listen, he's skipping that. Listen, I got my life. They're not listening.
They don't care. That's the way.
Listen to him. I got my license and registration. Fuck. And you know what's this? The fucking guy didn't do anything. I know. He doesn't have a record.
He's on probation.
Mark, do you really believe, honest to God?
I don't know why anybody would roll their window up like that.
Did that, and he was treated like that.
I'd say you're the dumbest motherfucker in the world for rolling the window up. What are you doing?
Okay, then once they got him out, he says, "Here, I got my license registration." And look at the chokehold. The same fucking hole that killed. The same fucking hole.
Do they have him in a chokehold?
The same fucking hole. Look at the knee.
I don't know.
I can't see, Tom.
I can't see it either.
Start kicking. Why? Because he's moving. He can't get comfortable.
Yeah, come on, you fucking body can't get where it should be.
Well, you got to keep moving.
Well, the other cops should have body cams too.
But you only got one now, though.
Listen to him. I'll do whatever you want to do. Listen. Listen to them. They're not listening. I have a license and registration. He's saying, check everything. I have nothing.
I'll tell you honestly. 70 years old, and a car pull up behind me, and I nearly shit my shorts. Anytime, for any reason.
If that were my kids, you know what I would do? I'd be like those fucking Mossad agents in Munich. I would shoot each one of those cops and then turn myself in.
But here's the deal.
I would
They don't, Mark. They don't have to treat him that way. I don't give a shit.
Of course they don't have to
fucking
treat
talking
him
to him
that
the whole
way.
time. He says, "Wait, man, I got my lights. I got my." They don't have to be this way. Whether it's a white kid or black kid, they don't have to be that way. That's fucking overdoing it.
I would kill every one of those motherfuckers if they did that to my kid.
Look.
I would hunt them down one at a time and shoot them.
Look at him. Look at, why'd you bang my head? This kid is not fucking resisting.
I know he's not resisting now. Of course he's not.
He wasn't resisting before.
No, the only thing he fucked up on was rolling up the window. Why would anybody do that? Are you saying it wouldn't have escalated without that? That's just fucking strange.
Does rolling up the window deserve that fucking treatment?
Not after they have him out. No, it does not.
Okay. And I think that's what we're talking about.
But the one thing
I'm not saying he did.
I don't know if
right.
this is the best
Sure,
fucking
he should
example.
put his hands on his face and
Why would they want to put? I've never heard of.
I don't know, but
that.
but there's nothing wrong
Because
with
he's
doing
in the car, I
do what
assume.
they want because whatever.
No,
but then be done with it.
But then
Okay,
you said
but he didn't.
put
But
your
the
hands
fact
on-
that he didn't doesn't mean he deserves
No,
that.
but you put your hands on the steering wheel. That I get. Which you didn't do. But I'm just saying the hands on the face bit.
I've never heard it.
I've never heard that before.
You
Put your hands
the
on
cop
the
said put your hands on the steering wheel. That makes sense. You do that every time a cop pulls you over. Do we pay that's what it's saying?
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Genesis Total Exteriors, also Genesis Solar. They were scheduled to be with us today. Something came up, but Genesis, the honest company in solar, you buy it, you get the tax credits. They guarantee it 25 years for performance and parts. So remember, GenesisSolarCO.com. Solar is still viable, especially with prices escalating. 303-474-4317. And, of course, Genesis also for home remodeling. GenesisTotalExteriors.com or GenesisSolarCO.com. Now, Albertus has been a friend of mine for 30 years. We go a long way back. And he always calls me when he has something on his mind, and we talk about it. We agree often, sometimes we don't. And we've also done a lot of work in poor neighborhoods around holidays and special events. And Albertus does his camp every year for kids. And Albertus, you called me last week. Since you called me, it got on the news. And you had shown me this video, and we were going to have you on the air. And then, of course, Fox picked it up, which is good. Fox 31 picked it up. And it's on their website. We're also going to stream that video, right, guys? Are we going to stream that or not? Can we do that or not, Mark?
It's on YouTube, so
I don't know if we
not
can.
really.
Oh, we can't stream it. Okay, but we can share a link. Anyway, Albertus, in the video, I just want to describe it quickly. There is a black kid and his girlfriend pulled over by Aurora police. And there's some exchange through the window, and they keep telling him to put his hands on his face, put your hands where I can see them, blah, blah, blah. And then at some point during the exchange, he rolls up the window, and, where he, rolls up the window completely. In any case, I just want to lay out the scene as much as possible for people, and they're yelling at him, and they're really heightened, saying, "Get your hands on your face," and I don't know. In any case, I don't know why the kid, he had his hands on his face for a long time. Then every once in a while, he takes them down, and that makes them nervous, and they start screaming again. And it just seems like he wasn't too compliant. He wasn't violent. He didn't look nasty. He didn't look like he was drug crazed. He just wasn't totally obedient like a robot for sure. And he rolled up the window. I don't even know on the video, does it show them opening the car door to get him out? Does it? Or does it show him getting out on his own? Mark, did you, or Albertus, how did they get out of the car finally?
Well, he got out of the car on his own.
Okay, so after he rolled up the window, they kept telling him to put his hands on his face. And
which he did.
Yeah, he did. And then, but you saw where he kept taking him down, and they said, "Don't put your hands in your pants."
Because they kept asking him for his ID and registration.
Right.
So what do? Put your hand on your head? Or look for your ID and your registration.
Yeah. Then I heard that. And he said this. He said, "I got my registration, right here, whatever." And okay. So at some point, he steps out of the car, and I heard him say, "I got my license and registration." But while he was saying that, they tackled him like a wild bull and took him to the ground
and bust his head to the white meat.
Now
that is horrible.
Now, while he was down, I didn't think that he deserved what he was getting. He didn't look like he was kicking and screaming or anything. They were restraining him. They're going to say he was resisting, and why didn't he just obey? You know, with his license and registration. I don't know how the whole thing got blown out of proportion, but once he was out of the vehicle, he was talking to them saying, I got my license and registration. I'm not sure why they didn't just talk to him. Why did they tackle him? That part I don't understand. Now, obviously, people are going to say it's because it's white cops and a black kid. What do you think, Albertus? I mean, honestly, and I'm going to ask Talib's opinion. He's a black man. He's 70 years old. He's no kid. He's going to look at it from, Go ahead. I want to ask you what you think, Talib. You saw the tape. What did it look like to you?
What's up, Albertus? How you been, man?
Hi.
How did it look, Talib?
I want to watch that again. I didn't like what I was seeing. I never heard a cop say, put your hands on your face. I understand following instructions. I also understand confusing instructions from cops. Put your hands on your face. Give me your license and registration.
Yeah.
How can I do them both?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't understand. They're afraid of being shot. You know that, right? That's what they're afraid of, right?
Shot.
Yeah.
Beat.
And so.
No, I'm talking about the cop was also afraid that he might be reaching for a weapon.
They are afraid. They are afraid.
Oh, come on, Talib, they are afraid of that. I'm not saying, no, I'm not, they are afraid of that.
I agree the cops are afraid, but I'm not certain what they're afraid of.
Now, in this case, the kid, even though he wasn't complying fully with his hands on his face the whole time, you know how some people look mean and violent and a-hole-ish, and they look like they're given a hard time. He didn't appear. He appeared to be truly confused, and he just said, "I didn't do anything." And I think people just don't know how to act with police. Or do you have to act a different way when you're black than when you're white? When police pull me over, I know they're nervous. So I put my hands where they can see them. I keep them there on the steering wheel. I don't say a word. I roll the window down. And when they say license or registration, here's what I say. It's in my glove compartment. Can I get it? I mean, I don't know. Is it that go ahead, Albertus. What is your interpretation of the video? By the way, it's on YouTube. It's also on Fox 31's website, right?
We found it on Aurora Police's YouTube.
Oh, Aurora Police put it up. Wow.
They blocked it. No, they blocked it. Tom, I sent you the tape last week because I knew they were going to do that. I knew you at least were going to put it out. But
what do you go on and interpret it, Albertus? And by the way, we're still taking problems, questions, complaints, and comments. 303-713-TALK. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Black man, nice car, white woman, stopped by police. Aurora Police has a history of mistreating black people. The Attorney General said so in his report last week. The tape. When he gets out of the car, he has his hands as fully extended with no weapon, no alcohol, no anything, saying, I have my license and insurance. They tackle him, knock him to the ground, bust his head to the white meat, and then you can see them, Channel 31 pointed this out frame by frame. They put him in the carotid hold, the same hold that Chief Vanessa Wilson said she banned from the Aurora Police Department, the same chokehold that killed Elijah McClain. They put him in that chokehold, and then the white female officer comes over, puts her foot on his neck, and says, put him in the finger 4. He's resisting. Well, we can clearly see 4 officers are on him. There was no resistance. He couldn't resist. He's 125 pounds. Those guys all put together are about 600 pounds put together. There's no way he could have resisted that. That was outright inhumane what they did to Preston Nunn. And the Attorney General has to help us on this. He's got to get involved in his own reporting.
Albertus, if this kid was blue-eyed, blonde-haired, Bradley from Highlands Ranch, what do you think? You don't think so, right?
They wouldn't have treated him that way. No. Tom, you almost alluded to it. You said you don't understand when he got out of the car. Why did they tackle him?
I don't know.
He was already out of the car. He was saying, I got my license registered.
Here's what they could have said. They could have said, put your hands on the car, or stand over there. Instead, I mean, really, they all came at him and brought him to the ground. He wasn't threatening them at all. I don't understand that. He just got out of his car.
Yeah, you made the point, the same point Fox 31 said. I mean, it's ridiculous the way this thing has broken down. And listen, they already killed Elijah McClain, the black male. They put that black family of females on the ground in 100-degree weather, and they found out to be innocent. And now this with Preston. I mean, when is it going to stop, Aurora? You can't keep mistreating us like animals.
Do
We're
you
not
think?
animals.
Do you think it's just Aurora?
No, it's the entire country. It ain't just Aurora, but it just happened that this incident is the Rodney King of Aurora. Right here in Aurora, Colorado, this is the Rodney King of Aurora. And we're tired of it. And all of us got to die before justice, before we be treated.
Now, here's what we all have a question about. Albertus, this traffic stop happened months ago. Why did it just surface?
Listen, I asked for the tape in May. Chief Wilson would never call. She wouldn't even respond to me. She had some officer respond, and he said that I could not get the tape until 30 days after the trial. And so I waited.
What trial? Albertus, what trial?
They put him up. He's got charges. Open container, resisting arrest, failure to stop for emergency vehicle. They put those charges on. They got to put charges on.
What happened? What happened in that trial?
The trial it comes up, I think it's October the 28th. So I wanted the tape before then because we need these charges.
Well, how did you finally get the tape?
I can't tell you that.
Oh.
But I got the tape.
Okay. And then you got the tape, and then you sent it to, you sent the link to me, and did you send it to Fox 31?
No, I sent it to Fox 31 afterwards. I didn't send it before.
Oh, I don't care. I mean, you sent it. Did you send it to any other? Did you send it to any other TV stations?
Well, I mean, I don't know what you mean you don't care. It meant something to me for me to send it to you.
No, I know. I meant, Albertus, what I meant was I'm glad it got exposure. What I'm asking you is, did you send it to any other TV stations?
I did. I sent it to Brian Moss of Channel 4.
And they didn't use it? Did they use it?
They did. They did an interview with me and Preston on Thursday.
Okay.
And then I did the press conference on Friday.
Okay. And what about any other state? Did Channel 9 run it?
Channel 9 ran some of it. Channel 7 ran some of it.
Okay, good.
Yes, they ran it, but not like 31. 31 broke down the frame of the chokehold, the stepping on the neck. I mean, the white police officer saying.
Did they get a comment from Aurora Police?
Aurora Police said they did their standard. They said that they're upset with Chief Wilson because she's not backing the FOP. The FOP ought to be ashamed of themselves.
All right, hold on a sec. Hold on. We got more coming up.
Ooh, R. Kelly he was found guilty.
R. Kelly is he's been in jail the whole time.
Yeah, I guess he just came out and said.
Oh my God.
He had some big charges too. They were like minor shit, right?
What is the governor of New York's going to a state of emergency?
For COVID?
As healthcare deadline looms. What is a healthcare deadline?
Oh, for healthcare workers.
Must be that.
FixMyHome.com.
If you are in the market for any plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, you want a company you can trust. FixMyHome.com. Fix it 24/7 will be there. $39 to find any problem, and if you decide to have the work done, they give you a quote up front. They will credit you the $39. I use them in my home, and you can too. I'll tell you what, they'll be there and they will find any problem no matter how long it takes. $39, and if you have the work done, they credit you that. They offer prices up front and on-time appointments and 100% guaranteed satisfaction. 720-526-3939. Okay, there are a lot of people opting to sell their tangled up messes, necklaces, bracelets, jewelry, estate jewelry. You know, it doesn't have to be a mess to sell it to David Ellis Jewelers, but David Ellis, of course, pays for the precious metals. If you're looking to get rid of a coin collection even, he will give you a quote on the spot and a check. 3rd and Clayton, David Ellis Jewelry.com, 303-322-8779. He's been there 40 years, and you can trust him. If you're looking for that cash, for that old silver, gold, titanium, platinum, whatever you have, he'll pay you. 303-322-8779, 3rd and Clayton.
Welcome to the budgrower.com. If you're over 21, you could
Collect frame by frame.
Yeah, I was looking for it. At the Bud Grower, we've done all the hard work for you to grow a great yield. Our kits are designed for
legally grow at home.
Experts alike with everything you need for the perfect home grow, including step-by-step directions and video kit setup to make
Shit, they sell
and easy.
whole grow closets you can buy if you want to grow at home.
Yeah. Designed by experts and loved by thousands of customers, our kits include the highest quality tents, lights, filters, and natural soils, all at around 65% less than your local hydroponic store. Just add seed and tap water and enjoy your first harvest in as little as 90 days. The perfect organic home setup delivered in a single unbranded box.
I guess Szymanski's a no-show.
Get free shipping. Our experts are ready to help. So visit the
Babe, I think I want to do burgers tonight. I'll make yours carbless. I assume you don't want a bun.
I don't want any carbs.
I'm gonna do bacon, cheese. But I'll definitely have a bun. I can't eat a burger without a bun, Talib.
Just put on a plate.
Nope, gotta have a bun. I'll put it on a plate. Probably eat it with pork. Gotta have a bun.
I do not see shit.
Oh, remember to look for your breaker.
Yeah, I gotta pull the old one out. There's too many that look just like it.
Oh, really?
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Lulu, I'd say it's time you learn to drive. Especially since Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so
Oh, fuck.
I know I was going to ask, who worked on Ken?
Wings at 10 and 2.
Did you help the Bellow solar guy last week, or was that a different deputy?
The solar guy, no, I didn't.
Bellow Solar, they're having a hard time getting an appointment or something. Was that you?
Yeah, you did.
I did?
You got him to call. You left a message, then they turned around and called him back.
Okay.
And set an appointment.
Right.
His name was Greg?
Yeah, I think they
So-
come on October 8th, right?
Greg puts on social media, not October 8th, we're not there yet.
Oh.
Greg puts on social media, the Martino show helped me, oh my God, this is Greg. So I have another couple who's on.
Okay.
So,
Just leave the same message.
but I just wanted to be sure it was you.
I'm trying.
It was last week, his name was Greg.
Racketeering. That's what he was guilty of. Racketeering.
I'm trying to figure out what day he called in.
Oh, no, he had other shit.
That's 9/8.
16 counts of stuff with
But now that you're thinking about
minor.
retirement, who will help guide you back down the trail?
Fuck, his
This
ass
the
is
Retirement
gone.
Summit with Summit Wealth Strategies.
You know, all your notes in there?
Yeah, not
You're
one
good.
immigrant let into the United States was tested or vaccinated.
Some were tested.
No, I don't see it.
You don't see it, huh?
No, I remember the phone call.
I don't think it mattered, but the
Could it have
results
been
were.
could it have been when Scott was in? But Scott was in only on Tuesday.
I haven't been in for months.
Scott was in on Tuesday.
No, it wasn't in last Tuesday, was it?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
it wasn't on Tuesday, maybe it was Scott. I remember Bello.
All right, I'll ask Scott if it was him.
Yeah.
Including consumer survey details, please visit insure.com.
630 KHAL, an iHeartRadio station.
Charlie's back for what reason? I mean, what are we going to do? What did he have to talk about? Hi, Tom Martino, you're
Hello, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, listen. I want to talk. I want to go back to this police brutality thing in a minute. I want to just take a couple people who've been waiting. Debbie, what is going on with you, Debbie, and solar? What's happening?
We had signed a contract back in March, and they came sometime in April and installed it.
You know, you are not the only one calling about this. We've had other complaints, and
I know that's how I got your information from somebody named Greg Youngren, and he said
Greg. And how did you know Greg?
No, there's a disgruntled website on Facebook for people to.
My God, people are this. They go by several names. What did they do? What did they do with you?
Well, okay, so they installed the solar on top of the house. They put the boxes on the back of the house, and the boxes, according to the city, are in the incorrect order, and so the solar system has never been approved through the city to get powered up, and we can't get anybody to come out here and switch the boxes. So
No. Once you're paid, they're done. They're totally done. They will not do anything. We have to start working on this, Mark. We got to find them. Do you know where they're located?
Well, Doc left a message for him, and they turned around and called back that caller, who she just mentioned, and they set an appointment. They're going to go out and get him up, apparently on the 8th.
Deputy Doc, why don't we call for her, for Debbie? Bellow Solar, the system.
They're going by a Volta now, I think.
They're going by a Volta? Okay. Hold on. Deputy Doc will talk to you.
I didn't call them.
Who called?
It was Ken, because the caller last week emailed saying thank Ken.
Doc, I do remember you calling.
Okay.
Uh-oh. We're having.
Well, he only does 10 a day.
Yeah. Hold on, Deputy Doc. But whatever you did helped them. So look at your notes. Hold on a second. Okay, we'll have them talk to you. 303-713-TALK. Jenny, what's going on with a parking ticket? Jenny?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
Well, I received a second delinquency notice from a law firm regarding some Denver Parking Violation Bureau tickets. The offense date on these tickets is prior to my owning my vehicle. And I've sent in the proof of registration that I didn't purchase my vehicle for well after.
Wait a minute. What license plate number did they tag? Yours?
No, it's a completely different number.
But it has your VIN number or not?
I have a VIN number. It's got that particular space is blank, but it does have my name.
I see. It has your name and address, because what they did. Well, what did they?
She purchased it's the right vehicle, wrong person, is what she told me. She purchased the vehicle from somebody.
No, I get it. But did you keep the license plate?
No, I did not.
How the hell did they find you?
It's like they just didn't cross-reference the license plate with the name.
Well, yeah, I don't even understand.
Owner,
the parking referee, isn't there a place you can go to get that done?
Well, I disputed it. I live up in Boulder. I disputed it, and when I got the second notice, I tried to dispute it again, and it says, well, you can't dispute it. It's already been disputed. I've tried to contact the law firm. I contacted them the first time, and they said, well, it's not our responsibility. It's the city of Denver that's doing this. You need to complain to them. Then I tried to call back the law firm, and the number just doesn't.
Hold on a second.
No,
what are they threatening? How much do they want from you?
$450 for 3 citations.
$450, and you can absolutely prove you didn't own it. So what are they going to do? Are they going to take you to court?
They've not told me anything. I can't seem to get it resolved. I've been trying to do my best to resolve it.
All right.
I did send a copy of my registration in to prove the purchase date.
Hold on a second. Suze.
Yeah.
Deputy Smarty Pants can get all over this. I really believe that. If we get him on this deal, because you do have a law firm. Where's that law firm located? Do you know?
It says they're in Broomfield, Colorado.
Okay,
but
hold
I think
on.
they're kind of one of those.
Hold on a second. Yeah, we'll see. Just hang on. We'll assign this. We'll see what we can do. That's a lot of bull.
This is Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic. From the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by InsureMax Protein.
A crash on eastbound I-70 at Colorado was quickly cleared out of the way. Traffic back to normal through there. No other big problems on Highway Drive around town. Some volume flowing into usual spots. Up to the north, there's a rolled box truck on northbound I-25 at Highway 402. That's blocking the right lane and jamming things almost all the way back to Meade. And down to the south, the disabled semi has the right lane blocked on northbound I-25 just past Castle Pines. But no major delays through there. Fox 31 midpoint weather, clouds freezing this afternoon, a high near 90 will cool off to the low 50s overnight tonight. It's 85 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine Burrows, BK News.
Try great tasting InsureMax Protein with 30 grams and nutrients to support immune health. Those who tried InsureMax Protein reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please visit insure.com.
Let's talk about a free market valuation of your home from Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. It's based on 27 years of experience. He'll go in, he'll measure, he'll take pictures, he'll compare to other homes that have sold in this market to give you an accurate understanding of what your house will sell for. This is way better than an appraisal initially because while you need an appraisal for the lender, this will tell you what it will actually sell for, and Frank's been pretty right on. It's free, 303-920-1622, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Time to talk about ideal home loans.
Home loan, because they are.
Remember that?
No two loans are the same. They will write that loan best for you.
Remember what, Doc?
That Celine Dion song about coming back to me now? You ever heard that song?
I'm glad to hear that, Doc. That you're not losing me now.
Yeah, I know you left a message and then he got a call like 10 minutes later.
Yeah, no, what happened was, yes, I finally got through to someone in customer service, gave them a hard time, yelled and screamed, called them names, and then they called back and said they're going to send somebody out on October 8th, and he was never able to get them to commit to when they were going to send the technician out. That's what it was.
Because you're already approved. They're just waiting for the appraisal. And in all cases, you can be closed or refinanced.
But I'm pretty good at keeping notes. I'm surprised I must have accidentally put that on a different piece of paper.
677,000. They're also on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Radio advertising can connect your business with holiday shoppers wherever they go. Use iHeart Ad Builder to create affordable custom radio ads right on your phone. Just click, listen, approve.
This guy calls and says, "We love you out here. Why are you letting Tom cheapen your name by calling you Suze? Suzanne is a beautiful name." And he's like, "But we love your name out here." And I'm like, "Out here? Where's there?" He's like, "My brother and I listen to you guys in Arvada, and we love you. Don't let him call you Suze."
Did you tell him that's what you want to be called?
I know, it's just like, it was so weird. I was just sort of taken aback by the whole call. It was just like, noted, okay.
Which that's a Seinfeld episode.
Apparently you're cheapening my name, calling me Suze, and I'm not supposed to let you do that anymore. I've got a beautiful name, Tom. It's Suzanne.
Or Susan.
Hold on, you're
Don't.
You're the one who will ask.
I know.
And you're going to tell
There,
that.
I've got a few people that say that. They're like, "Why does he call you Suze?" And usually I tell them, because that's what I want to be called.
And some people called you Suzette.
Yeah, or Susan. Don't call me Susan. Oh my God.
My name is not
Susan.
Tom calls you Susan occasionally.
Once in a while. Once in a while you've said that. I've almost come back with Timmy. What's up, Timmy?
Yeah, Timmy's not insulting though, because I grew up with him.
I don't find it insulting. It's just that it's
How does that
frustrating.
come from Tom? Tim.
No, I just like giving you one word name.
This is what Italians do. They name you after somebody, and then they don't use it because it's bad luck. And that's fucking stupid.
Or else you got three Tonys in the same room.
So Tom,
Four Anthonys.
I was named after my uncle, and my mother was sad, thinking of her uncle that died.
Tony's always been Anthony.
I had I coached my son's softball team one year. I mean, basketball team one year. There were 4 kids named Mark. I remember they're all like 8 or 9 years old. So they say, "Mark, go get the ball." You see 4 kids. So I said, from now on, you're 1, 2, 3, 4. And I would just yell, 4, get the ball. 3, go after that. you say Mark, it's like soccer. They all concentrate on the ball and forget about everything else.
Biden's doing such a great job.
I've got so many antibodies in me, I don't think anything's going to get me now.
But you know what?
He got sick off the booster.
Well, I just got the flu for one day. That's not
Listen.
It is because you didn't get sick the first time.
Or the second.
Okay.
Just shows it's working.
Do you think? I don't think next time around we're going to have a Republican president because I think Trump's going to divide the party, and you're going to have half for him and half against.
Well, I assure you, you'll never have half against them.
They'll win. They're going to win.
If Trump runs,
You think Biden would win again?
Yeah.
I don't think Biden will run again.
No, any Democrat, because the Republicans are so fucking splintered right now. I'm
If
telling
Trump
you, Mark,
runs,
that I'm willing to bet on, except it's too far.
if Trump runs again, he can't win.
Oh, by the way, you're about to me lunch on the fucking news guy getting kicked off, the CNN guy, whose brother was fucking
Chris
Cuomo.
No, that won't.
Okay, well, I bet you got about maybe 2 weeks left and he's gone.
What do you think he's going to be gone about?
Same thing his brother did. He plays grab ass.
Oh, no, they're not coming out with those kinds of
He
accusations.
admitted it.
What?
He said that he, at some kind of function, he actually put his hand on her butt. But he said it was like 12 years ago when everybody was making a big deal about it.
Chris Cuomo grabbed somebody's ass?
Yeah,
12 years ago.
I think he said she didn't have much of an ass then, but now she does.
That's
He didn't say that.
She wants to grab it next. She wants him to grab it now. Man, I guess that's the case. That's totally misogynistic. We shouldn't be doing it.
I was an OBGYN for 45 years. I never said anything that was misogynistic.
Chris Cuomo is missing in action.
I'll talk about Bello real quick.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. So we had a complaint about another complaint, I should say. You know, whenever we have two complaints, and by the way, there are a lot more, Bello Solar now going by either Total Solar, Brio Solar, Volta Solar. They have more names than whatever. Anyway, so, Doc?
Well, what happened was, I remember now, Bello is headquartered in Utah. So I finally was able to get through the customer service rep and spent about 15 minutes arguing with him because he wouldn't tell me when they can make an appointment to come out to Greg's place to fix it. So finally, after exhorting him for about 10 minutes, we hung up, and apparently he called Greg back, and they did set up an appointment to come out on October 8th. So I will follow up and see if we get the same thing for Debbie and take care of her problem.
Okay, cool. 303-713-TALK. Talked to this kid, Preston, who was pulled over by Aurora police. Then he went to the police station, Albertus did, trying to get a hold of the tape. They said it's not going to be available until the trial. They're charging this kid with resisting arrest and not stopping for or slowing down for emergency vehicle and other things. And he's going on trial in October. But Albertus, through his contacts, got a hold of the video. And Channel 4, Channel 7, Channel 9, and Fox 31 all aired it. And he said Fox did the best job, Fox 31, detailing frame by frame the illegal chokehold, carotid hold they had. And if you look at the tape, I'd love your opinion on it. Albertus thinks it's plain and simple. He was a young black man who they perceived as violent and non-cooperative. They wrestled him to the ground. They banged his head. Listen, and they used a lot of force on this kid. There's no two ways about it. Some people will say, look, he just wasn't doing what he's asked. And I think a lot of times people are let me get this straight. Not everyone is violent or going to shoot a police officer or going to go after a police officer. They're sometimes just confused and they're scared. And I think police ought to take that into consideration. They don't. They just tackle you and they throw you to the ground. And then they want you to comply, and you're trying to either catch your breath or keep your leg from being broken, and then they perceive that as resistance sometimes. I really do believe that. Anyway, Albertus, where is it going from here right now?
Well, the man, he needs medical attention. There's no question about that. And that's what he's been to the doctor. He's got to go to a neurologist and some psychologists. He's out on medical attention to this young man, number one. Number two, he was tasered 3 to 4 different times while he was on the ground, while he was handcuffed. That is wrong. That's horrible. Listen, the family is appreciative of the news media. They want me to say that they are very glad that they were planning a press conference and not a funeral, because that's exactly what would have happened, or he was close to being shot and killed. In fact, the officer said, "Oh, I could have shot you," and he said, Preston said, "You should have." The way because he was talking about the mistreatment and the taser and the.
So listen, why did he? I want to talk to him. Can you get him? Can we call him today?
Nope. He's at work. He took 3 days off work already for this other press stuff. I'll set it up, Tom, because you know I will. My word is bond.
When can we get him on the show? I want to ask him questions like, what was going through your mind? They say, put your hands on your face. People are wondering. So, Albertus, when can we get him on the show? When can we get him on the show?
Let me talk to him, and I'll call you back, Tom. And
favor, man, another favor. I'm serious now. You got to help me. You have to help me fight the nuisance abatement law in Denver. It goes after blacks and Hispanics at a record number. It is not. Okay. It is a racially charged law. They steal cars and property from people of color. I'm telling you straight up. I over the years I've been looking at this. No, I'm serious, man. Now I'm gonna tell you, Albertus. Let's just say you're driving down the street and they pulled you over, and honest to God, this can happen. And they say, Albertus, or they look at you and they say, a man of your description was leaving a crime. They take you in for questioning, okay? They find out while you're in for questioning, I swear to God, they find out another guy did it. They arrest that other guy. Legally, under Denver's nuisance abatement law, they can keep your car. Because they say it was during the investigation of a crime. Now, you make the argument, but they found the guy who did it. It wasn't me. And they say this abatement law is civil, not criminal. And then you say, but the criminal isn't even there anymore. They say, that's right, but we have a separate action, and it's a civil action. And then what they do is they make you jump through hoops, and they serve you. And then they get you Corey Nelson, who's the city attorney, KKK. I call him KKK Corey Nelson because he's a racist pig. And what he does is he tricks you into not showing up for court by making a meeting with you. Then he goes in and tells the judge that you never contacted him and they've not heard from you. And then the judge issues a judgment for your car to be sold at auction, and you walk away empty-handed. And you can thank KKK Corey Nelson, and you can thank and you can thank the whore-loving mayor for this. You can thank both of them because they're both rotten to the core. They're both rotten to the core.
Well, I don't know about the mayor, but certainly I know about.
Well, the mayor knows what's going on, and he lied about it on the air. He lied about it and said it doesn't happen, and I call that. What do you call a man who lies? You call him a liar.
A liar, yeah.
You know, Albertus, listen, man, I'm telling you, you want to get me charged up, and I swear to God, this is not happening to white people. No, it's not. Look up every single person who's ever contacted me was a minority or a poor white person. For some reason, they figure, okay, we'll trample on them. Maybe they live too close to minorities. I don't know. But Mayor Hancock, I swear to God, you're the worst mayor that ever lived. Frank, what's happening?
Hey, this is a coincidence. I want to talk to you about Denver's public nuisance abatement program.
What do you want to talk about? Are you a victim?
No, but I've got some great news. the Institute for Justice provides free legal services for victims of civil forfeiture laws. And they are currently assisting 9 citizens, and they're asking for the names of others they can help.
Are they assisting people in Denver?
All over the country.
Yeah, but listen, here's the problem. And here's the biggest problem. In Denver, they don't call it civil forfeiture. They call it nuisance abatement on purpose to mislead people. They will tell you it's not civil forfeiture, but that's exactly what it is. Now, how did you get hip to the Institute of Justice?
Well, by listening to you about the program in Denver, I did a search, and I hit upon the Institute for Justice, and they are a very extensive program that I think it would be well worth contacting.
I want to know something.
Them.
I want to know something. Is Mayor Hancock, can he run again or not? Is there a term limit?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
I don't know, but I mean, we got to oust him, and then we got to talk to some people on the city council. You know, I swear to God, I have talked to more. I didn't listen. I'm not making this up. Black people, Hispanic. I talked to more people who have lost their entire livelihood because their vehicles were taken. So I wanted to do a search. I wanted to get open records on the nuisance abatement law so I could compare and contrast blacks and Hispanics to whites. Guess what? Honest to God, Westward magazine found this out. I don't know who did the article. I got to look it up. Look up nuisance abatement in Westward. Whoever wrote that article looked it up, and guess what they did? They stopped keeping records at the city on nuisance abatement. Why would they do that? Because legally they weren't required to. They stopped keeping records of the money that they brought in. Now, why would they do it? Because if there were no records, there's no open records compliance. They don't have to give you records if they don't have them. I swear to God. And that was all due to the whore-loving mayor, Hancock, and KKK Corey Nelson, who you should, I swear to God, wherever he's running for office, tell people what a racist pig he is.
Yeah, I mean, it's dirty politics, but it's brilliant.
It is so fucking brilliant. I can't believe how brilliant it is. Talib, they knew that if I did a search of that fucking department and I took all the nuisance abatement, you'd have young black kids, Hispanic. There was a fucking Mexican electrician who had his van out, and they fucking stopped him and took his fucking van. And these sons of bitches, I know if I kept records, I would do it. I would blast them up on TV, and you know what would happen? You'd see they were all they target minorities, and you know what? They won't keep fucking records because of that. Because these people can't fight them, and they sell their fucking cars.
Try great tasting Ensure protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health. Those who tried Ensure protein reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please visit Ensure.
Guys running for
Need a new furnace and AC?
clerk and recorder.
Complete carrier system fully installed, as low as $96 a month. Only from Plumline Services, the best warranties in the business. Don't wait. If your system is more than 10 years old, fret no more and save big money with Carrier and Plumline. Turn to the experts you trust. Just a few bucks a day. PlumlineServices.com. Get your free estimates. PlumlineServices.com.
Amendment 78 is a measure on this year's ballot to ensure that public dollars are spent in a transparent way. Voting yes means state money will only be spent after public hearings and input from elected representatives and citizens from across the state. Amendment 78 will shine a light on all spending by the state government, including a number of funds that are currently controlled by the governor and attorney general. Vote for more accountability and transparency in state government. Vote yes on Amendment 78, paid for by Colorado Rising State Action.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right? Well, that applies
I think we might as well just go and ride with this Wi-Fi because it's so far it's been solid.
Hi, Dan Cicchini, Dunright Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company has been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd? Dad, they just need to call us. We can. And now.
Actually, Hancock last year asked, I don't know who this woman is, she must be in charge of something, but asked to look into reform certain things, including
because of us
of the abatement.
Because of us. We hammered so much.
But they won't say what has changed, if anything.
Hey, Tom, let me ask a question. The nuisance abatement in Denver, has it only taken cars? Because the civil asset forfeiture laws have been used mostly for money.
It can be for anything.
Right, but there's nuisance abatement. How do they say
Denver it's mostly cars?
Yeah, because how do they say the cash is a nuisance? Right?
Yeah, but they do.
No,
They say houses are.
Well, they could probably seize that under a different rule anyhow.
They took a black family's house in Inglewood. Yep, the whole fucking house.
Was that nuisance abatement because it was run down, or was it civil asset forfeiture?
They did it for. You won't fucking believe this. There was a black girl who was killed in that house somehow, and it was suspicious, and everybody hated the dad. Right? The mom and kids lived there, and the family in Inglewood. They arrested the dad or something. But anyway, so now the city had its target, Inglewood, on this fucking house. So they kept going after him for codes and this and that until finally they fucking seized the house and sold it. They mowed it down, and this family's out on the street. Why? They didn't like it. It was like a curse to them or something. It was the worst story I've ever read. It was like evil happened at that house. We need to knock it down. We need to get rid of that fucking family. I'm telling you, there's so much bullshit that goes on. Oh, I know. We have so much old-fashioned fucking stigma. And you know what the worst part is? Is fucking people don't even realize it. Here's what I love. Whenever something like that happens, they always look for a reason it should. Well, the home was dilapidated. I'll take you to 1,000 fucking dilapidated homes. You know what I'm saying? They always look for a reason to justify it. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah, justification culture, just like cancel culture.
It's like, well, you know, he was pulled over. Do you remember that one guy? We did. Marco Bentinelli got his car back. What was his name?
I don't remember.
The fucking, listen to this. This black guy had his Cadillac pimped out. It was literally pimped out.
Had like real snakeskin.
I don't give a shit.
Like real.
It was his fucking pride and joy.
Okay.
He's a truck driver. He works his ass off, and he owned this car. He took it to be repaired at a shop. The fucking mechanic pulls it in the garage, and that mechanic is arrested on outstanding warrants. They seized the fucking Cadillac.
Well, he was driving it. He was test driving it.
Okay, but come on, man.
It wasn't his car.
And they still were going to keep the car. Then Corey Nelsons goes into court after talking to this fucking black guy saying, meet me on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. He goes in, and we'll talk about it, because the guy called him. He goes into court and tells the judge he hasn't heard from the defendant. The judge gets a default judgment to sell his car. That son of a bitch.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. As God is my witness, I'm going to fight this nuisance abatement. You know, I've been trying to think of ways to do it. We need to get some researchers to go in and search court records for nuisance abatement. I don't even know if LexisNexis does that. We got to figure that out because I'm not sure they call it, you know, when they have the city versus so-and-so. I'm not sure if we can parse through the records enough to figure out which ones are nuisance abatement. because if we could, then we can group the nuisance abatement together. So we need to talk to some legal experts on that, Mark, because if we can group the nuisance abatement together, then we can contact the defendants and we'll find out how improper, immoral, and racist it is. Okay. Now, Charlie, you're back about your car being stolen at All American Transmissions, Jeff Jolliffe. Did you have something to add to our story? We're trying to get the word out about this clown. Do you have something to add?
Well, I'm just going to be asking you if you can actually have someone go down to the sheriff's department and take pictures of the truck, because I couldn't do it, but I could probably have you do it just to show that the truck was stripped and everything else.
Okay, where is the truck right now?
It's down at the sheriff's department at the recovery center.
Where is that? Do you know?
It's like at it's 5160 York Street.
What do you want the pictures for?
Just so that I can have the pictures and...
Will they let us go and take pictures of the vehicle? I don't know.
I don't know, but I still don't understand why.
What good would it do?
I'm going to be taking him to court. I'm filing a civil suit this week.
Okay. Okay.
And it shows that...
But how would that prove... How would that prove he did it?
Oh, I'll just take him to the court because... Well, I'm going to prove that my truck was on his property and he had custody of it when it got stolen.
Okay.
That's
all right.
I can do, but
all right.
I have a case on him.
Hold on a sec. I don't know, Charlie. Give us a couple days. If we can take a picture of it, I wouldn't mind to put it up on our websites and stuff. I've never heard of a recovery center. Suze, let's have him call back and give us the details. I'm Tom Martino. That's it for...
Where does this guy remote in from?
Colorado Springs.